Ekosiisen nie bonsoa wo menesempa de brane mamba obi so
Masumu asempa 94.7 FM Ekosiisen dwumedi no asogoso a wotie no ma yena mu nyina asene yensan ma makwa babie wo se motimi abeka yensa make say ade a Information Minister of the Republic of Ghana abeka yensa ewo studio ha enti yene no ebedi enkomo na ewia yede discussion segment nso etumi atwa musunti mama yenyina yenhye so the Honorable Fatimatu Abubakar Minister for Information of the Republic. Honorable Akwaba na apom te sen
Nyame adom bibia boko elder
Ministry boko
Nyame adom
nice
ne ehwe nim so obesaba me chia o man de bia mitie no
yeah omanjo so pa eti say was settle in Kama as substantive minister
by the grace of God Nyame adaroma in fact ebi o mefa akwanya iso ada Honorable Okudzeto Ablakwa mejidi say ebra na oye minister me ye ne deputy no ko ama makwanya bebra within this short period afi na nka wo besuama ona etimetintim formansa no ahase nenso enam senie na ya setina no sitie o cheche me ne manis no okwa ekra na ente say ya lose leadership because o make sure say ye nyina ye ka adwuma no ho bi enti
that's nice. I mean recently me who said Ghana Publishing say agency under more right
me pa try
so Oma could be office who Kumasi
me pa try now it's there is an interesting story behind that but edi kan ma menchia obi o na menchia Ghana adihye nyina o majebre a o mutie on asempa 94.7 FM obi wonim se Ghana Publishing Company Limited omusho omujumedi ase in 1965
me
pa try okay omusha ase no na nya nkran kwa na Ghana Publishing wo
okay
omu bie bi e won nkran ha omu head office baby as say ye national lotteries e ho na no mo e na omu bie bi nso so wotema takrade e na edum Kumasi.
Oh really?
Enti wo share tetetetefo no mpenimfo 56 sa ombeka che say no mo ko Ghana Publishing open gazetting, printing, the whole intention behind it. Ne say no mo pese or mo decentralize or operations. Cause open gazetting afe na obi best ma won kran. Here the name maneka na bi yira. Tinanso sie ni nyina ne say enka adwuma no nka medrum pempenso e die na nka awo nkra bata mamantem bia enka bi ho. Nanso so mo amunim the stories of SOEs. State-owned enterprises. Ube huno ni are running it down. In fact, ni aka institutions are sabi Mr. Mekane na tete apra. As of January 2017, na Ghana Publishing come. Minji ndise na obenya party for mbe sorry say mekwa kolobi say yemfa Ghana Publishing ma menye CEO. Fi say obi na ukodru honom na ukọ omu bookshop kra ton book na hwe compound home futura. Mi hu ade am emfa compare. Ye kan institution na ese we dey atete aprasa na aka say beton na asset anka ba kono no but the story has changed. Dr. Usu, the board, the management, Aminia Bema David Asante Dano, and the ministers are Omaba Ministry of Information akonina from my former boss Sheikh Mustafa Hamid, and me immediate past boss Honorable Okudzeto Ablakwa, and me Obia wo pepa se yenhye ni enti after so many decades na company no branches nyina gu Fourth Republic Ghana Publishing na enima na Accra Hase Assembly Press nanso nyame adom in company no pension years asha se ewo yakobo mpata yakokumase akobie the first regional office under the new Ghana Publishing Company Limited na we dey wudie mu another branch baso otakrade
okay
musie ho manya baby a entutu yegu kwan mu se ebesa akobie enya no nkwan se omu ye e-gazetting mejidi se nka oma anya bibia nka hompo na nkran ha die kura ukọ na okohwese ne ho asi asesa na Kumasi wura ho no ma bompata ho a any banking hall and any standard private institution be a betimi aboti pen eye kamasa enti no thought that I say bad news sales sanke examples of SOEs management no ma treat no ete so omo amadwuma ma ye ni aye ni yie anya a sense of ownership asiesia enka Ghana Publishing Company Limited and the Ministry of Information is one of such institutions. Na asem na emu dempo ni say omuko bi ekumase omo the only 40% of the workforce ne free nkran ha koye. Omako recruit 60% ewo kumase ama omo ntete we say ya na ebi adwuma say ya na ye de simulate local economy. Enti nanasem hene mechia no na ne chia me wo ho mpanimfo akuku damomo ho no mani ajepa bebo echidom ye nyina together with the minister in charge of public enterprises ye nyina yekopie mu ho.
That's nice.
Eye mane kama
that's nice. One other agency so under moye GBC under information ministry. GBC they seem to be doing well.
GBC is doing okay. All the state owned media no your supervisory role so in terms of policy and in terms of disbursements those that are subvented. Ghana Publishing a limited liability company omo ye adwuma omo tue omo ho ka omo de omo IGF omo ye bibia on their own, but there are agencies under us are subvented. GBC is also subvented. Your GNA and
Ghana News Agency.
Yes, Graphic and Times. And at head office and so information services departments.
But I Graphic they are subvented.
Me patcho and also
subvented.
No. And also limited. Yes, a company.
And the Times in
New Times Corporation, like more or less like a hybrid system.
Okay.
Into Omunyina no is a corporation, but nice. Omunyina they are doing their best.
Into those are the agencies under the ministry. And the account information service department. Oh pa, say the information services department me won foni bi wo ha esen ka me yi bi trel. Na minim say ye bedi efie nkomo say ya. Information services department be na watch be mienu etwa muko ehun se me ko your friend is in parliament at the end of July. I think it was June somewhere 30th. Eko present annual reports on right to information. Information Services Department one of the institutions a the implementation of RTI mutinti maipa because under Information Services Department beyond omo PRCD Yaka PRCD are making about Public Relations Coordination Division. Omo through head of civil service, omo GPRO state omo deploy omo to the various MDs. Until call ministry be department agency. So who PR or a staff of Ministry of Information. Until yes, those institutions no one or recruit PRs. Mona recruiting but some institutions in the tria wonka.
There be omunyina and a compensation budget no omunyina and dying. And Uba ISD Nasian so ayo ATID. ATID no munomye in charge of access to information. Tomuye access to information division. Omu any together with RTI Commission. And the institutions are in charge of implementation of the RTI Act. And the RTI Commission is a regulator on implementation of RTI. Now, so ATID and the information services, they recruit, train, and deploy RTI officers. And to out there near over 300 RTI officers are. Our district assemblies, institutions, so many staff of Ministry of Information. Me patchon. And the RTI mo bo mabaso ani nyina che say ISD no ye
Juma.
Wo kan say ye de betu dwa enso say ye the state of the art automated LED vans. Ebre ISD 40 of them. I know one of the ye major I projects I delivered this year and ISD and also see you go so. I be pie krom ha say no se betwa ho mfonyi amamunyina dabi amamunyina amabehwe eyegu so say wa wonim say some of these things and krata semne nkeka ho but this year dey be try me show your vans ni videos enya pictures enya impressions now we hu ne dey begu system no ma I'm itching say bedru ha say na yapa ho ntoma no hu say ISD nso koye.
Very well. The other thing will be, I mean, you are in charge of managing government information as a ministry. What would you say, sir? How difficult has that role been? Because you say Abambia on the second term, because of the Ghanaian historically how I had to about Ghana, Hano. After 8 years, be out to buying in society ever. In this second term, managing government information. I ding amamwana looking at the feedback a Ghana for the mamona buying economy nema you say na way na new memoir ding opposition and so breathe it down on your neck any other amamo juma na ding
obi adwuma ne de e fa bi wo hono ma edin na metima ka say one of the key challenges aya na bi ho a eyesikasem ene akade if we say Osha Ghana, your media space na mostly privately owned. NCA data as at the end of 2023, December 2023, yes. Normal licensing over 720 radio stations. 550 are active.
In operation.
In operation, about 550. TV stations Ghana as they say bedroom 170.
170
me on the digital platforms. Ebi okra elder won't say that. Because I am mostly privately owned and nyina ye commercialized. Or say be obebo adverts, obenya adwuma no wetime atua adwumayefo ka. Ministry of Information, e wo mu say ye wo state owned media. Nanso so omo kra no, we don't have control over production. Yes. And I say omo editorial decisions. Ni nyina ye under omo ankasa a National Media Commission who is mandated by the Constitution as a regulator of content.
Sure.
Enti say yenso so ye pese ye bode huro ni bibia ye kwa abonten a ese say yenso so ye budget etua te sene any other private company and as a business be a turn the products ebetua. And I'm one so munim the history of funding for the Ministry of Information. And the ancestor that soon pensiona honama. Nanso so the good thing is that in this day and age, your digital platforms, yenso so yetimi be your social media handles, near streaming be yetimi try infographics, na ye there to distribution, muna nkrofo who projects before and after. Ye explore every opportunity. Ye betimi dia share adwuma no mu kena ebeye yie. Ama nkrofo ate aban adwuma pa. Because adwuma de aban na ye bi. Sitting in this chair, osofo. I just say, me ankasa, mitimi hwe niyama bebre. Na me hwe nsusuye to the extent anka mitimi aton niyama na kodura. Me jidi se niye minim no nka Ghana fo nyina anima. Enka there is no doubt in my mind. Esenka they will not give any political party a chance to so mebu Ghana mai. Because my juma no ampa or manfo ni bihu. You don't have to make noise about it. Also, you need to talk about your projects, especially in this day of misinformation and disinformation. Obi tufutru and contemporary obi any other.
Yes.
And to say my work is there for everybody to see. Ebi no obi. Let me give you a typical example. Meko garu
tempani.
Meko garu mikrom ni ho.
Okay.
Minim sa agenda 111 project ho ye wie e kan ye betima commission this year no.
Okay.
E be mekura say azogo repair so mekura so for no munim say ya.
Bibi sa ho.
Enkrofo hu dan no na obi ho ka say factory. Onim say e hospital.
Okay.
Asempa.
Enti mi bisa obi sa me kohwehwe bebi a agenda 111 no e wo ono kra no onim ofrefre enkrofo ansa. Ode metina moto so sesi a na edu. Me kohwe nam say what project ni adru ni osofo 60 of agenda 111 projects are about 50%. 60 more than half, and about 21 of them can be completed this year. As abrowayi pumakwam ni ekase ye commissioner make about 60 na make about dodo na ya boso. Nurse horizontal development structure na nkasa roofing plastering ne nkeka ho akoso 60 of district hospitals. Huge, Because there hasn't been a time any president I see 10 district hospitals within an 8-year period. President Akufo-Addo intervention is first of its kind. In Cryhampo, Michia Abrantie Bia, na me man examples of Agenda 111 hospitals. Mese Baku so too, Antieku. Also meboa ho no te bi ni ho. Nanima na me call Facebook na me hu obi dia no aposi in distribution. Ena me de che no. Ose anase we de bia me fa ho kwaye hospital. Me se an. Ose o me ka se obi factory anase pharmacy company bi no mu bebie wa ha se. De bia me nam ho. Minim say Agenda 111. Ena woko bodi bokro a France lower denture nsoayem trade achim swedro Binduri, Tempani, Savelugu, Okokpeve, every single region. Agenda 111 projects in Uguho. You commissioner.
You know, sir, your critics tell you, sir, in your 8th year, no, it was say to say, okay, you we are commissioner, man for gumu year juma. That is where they blame Mose with the amount of Sikaba Mun seminar. If you are talking about project as still in the woods, it's a problem for them. And they accuse you, say, Muntimin pointed to one hospital project.
Osofo, asema me kachire onyina me say kotre de ko some of the hospitals equipment gum beds gum agro na wie ye no ene ye twen President Akufo-Addo ne time ND. Yes, started commission hospitals in September. It will be commissioned. It will fall within the 8-year period that Yema President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo the mandate to serve Ghanaians. And we should also bear in mind, say, President Akufo-Addo ni dream no for very ambitious. Would you share the history of Eurojet projects, Vamed project, share the history of all the hospital infrastructure in Ghana. I ran it through 3, 4, 5 presidents. And son no maybe. Nanu ya uhu so mampenyi ko kumewu.
Yes.
Eko commission bi. Oko formena eko commission bi. Wade has been commissioned. Tepade. Say a legacy projects no wabeto aso ewi.
Yes.
But they are not mutually exclusive. Oh yeah, no oh yeah ne die. Say ye ka say. Obi owo over legacy projects from housing for Wayne Bibia, they will say the largest contribution to seeing to the completion. President Akufo-Addo ne ye. Didn't na make us say KNUST teaching hospital is near completion.
And no a legacy project and another start.
A legacy project crane is what hu no ho dada kra na o disika shemusi. Also for all kinds said there was this mother and baby MBU project for Konfanochi Teaching Hospital. Not since the 70s, over 40 years. Now come out structure no so many floors esi honoma obi anfa nsanka. President Akufo-Addo ba ya also obeye no. Engineers come home said the integrity of the building and enya papa. Omu dri ni nyina gu ho start build from scratch. You know say it will take time. But the sika shemo ya is far advanced. Entimi so no the empo build it from scratch no Agenda 111 emu 21 ye betima wie this year. Na so commission emu 10 kra na fato to ho se omampani ben ene e man mfie nwotwe a otimi started district hospitals 10 from scratch a owie menka mushroom hospitals so meka 60 to 100 bed capacity hospitals a wo sha se owie because the BIA yeka Afari military hospital meka che nkrofo se menam Seria in 2017 and I mean who say regional hospital ani esi wo Seria no na ye only steel trestles iron rods na gina ho na mean who a single block any India pattern abo for workers or mubedem and now the story is different. And he is doing all that alongside doing his and now mampenyi dia no so na it wasn't one project too. 101 district hospitals. It was revised to 104. Into 111 okra bro. Because they added 3 more districts, including Karaga. Because other districts are no more expected district hospitals are almost started here with other funding sources are
yes.
They absorbed some of them to add to the Agenda 111 hospitals. Also from Pacho unim said La General Hospital Omusi.
La diomububu no.
Me pa chon ochina
contractor abasite.
Me say ochina suma won centrofo ni bi or reporters ni bi no monko twa mfonyi mechiro. The main administration block omaya up to 3 floors. The main hospital structure omasia apeja nimu. I'm not talking about foundation level and now horizontal development. Minim sense share wo honoma ombetima ko inspection edin centrofo edi omachiako. But I'm saying said the work is ongoing. When him said trade fair sites, Ghana trade fair sites. When him said they are likely to finish the first convention center this year.
Ghana trade
fair.
That's right. There is nobody working on the land.
Busy the mpacho one kasa alcohol.
Ghana trade fair. All the road networks in phase 1, 10 roads. They've done all the horizontal developments. So omobeye drainage system, so omobeye connecting wiring. So we can say and saying no mo say adwuma na omo ye ne there was a dome there na distract adwuma no tina mom affect on timelines no, and they wanted to move it so that they can finish. Me say 10 road networks within the phase 1 or my drainage system sub air so omobe grade compressing baby aye water log nsuo free child do efa drainage system they finish everything. The actual convention center no musi. Aye a form no because a equipment na ombehye na nya brick and mortar omo fabricate o baby and omo de ba agesi ya behye. But omo wia together with the convention center freestyle ne abonti betima for nipa 10,000. Theater style betima for nipa over 2,000. Enti se no artist bi mpo ne yepe alternative venues ni ade a project ekoso ho no so some make kan wo so obi ani ho because nipa bebre they don't know enti ena the work is ongoing but esese ye ton na ade hye hu se na ekoso hwetesa no heya tesa no
na no benada o mampani na na ado danko akufo ado ene me ame bra panyon no abokojo opon kroma omoko commission 320 housing units for the police service. Enye we ni edikan. Obekan afi etwa mu omoko kwabenya. Gaye atomic energy echi hwa. Onim kwabenya police station na aka kwan eda ho na. Udi echi akọ atomic Ghana atomic down 504 units for the police service. All together.
That's a hodie na so saying tesa no.
So say tesa no hodie. I hire 320, hoye 504. Ukambo mwa 824 housing units for the police service. Also from Pacho aban ben ene ye bisa ama security agencies. It hasn't happened. Nanso so ye wa akade na wodi kotwa mfonyin no. You see a picture is worth 1,000 words. Wodi kotwa mfonyin no e de abetu mama baby obi ahwe bia. Ebeko echi ebeboa but obi o ha won hu ya won gindi because emre bi etwa mu no ye enkrofo bi the green book buy e projects ni nyina se na e wo book mu obekwa akoduru na ye mfofo ana signpost mpo ebi nsi ho enti ama the kind of trust any believability just the messaging ne artistic impression e carry with politicians ni any ho bio.
But the claim on green book no has been rebutted. Say indeed some of the projects at the time I know Muye green book some of the project had started but as we speak every project captured in the green book is there. Some of them Ebian and Adne Baby, but those projects are there.
No, but if at the time you printed your book the project was not there and you said it was there and now what the kind of achievements on what they bring Ghana for is deception.
That's
misinformation. You lied.
And there's a similar book, for example. Modi agenda 111 Beckham.
As I say, the percentage of completion ain't America no mabubu mama. Say metimi about the 60 projects are above 50%.
Okay.
Metimi about the 21 are near completion are be this year. Enti no me say near be this year no see a commission mu 10 cry. Now I was telling you say ebi wo ho a empasisimu equipment isisimu. Enti commissioning na nam kwan mu a eba no. Enti at the end of the day no say ebi ka mu a wanwia. So by this time we'll be handing over notes. It should reflect near why any near 1 year. In this Oka say why a project be na se 1 year. you have misinformed the public.
Do you sometimes, as information minister, get worried? Say maybe despite a juma mwaye wabobobi so atreyen, it seems because of the challenges in the economy, the Ghanaian people are not paying attention to some narrative. They say abaya ye juma pa because of the state of the economy. Do you feel worried?
It is one of the issues. Mejidi say issues about economy are fundamental. Experience in a personal. Enya wono obecheche obi sese. If there are challenges, nipa no feel obenim. But even on economy, there is a context to the conversation. Obi, in the year 2022, inflation across up to 54%. COVID the buy, war no buy. A buying be man who say we are in a crisis situation. O kind the famous quote of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo during COVID. I we say afana baby I will be attributed to no amukoti. Sir President say, and I quote, "We know how to bring the economy back to life. We don't know how to bring people back to life. So let us save lives, then the economy." There is a recognition near man who be here say over 30 times or man penyin so camera and synonym and your national broadcasts should tell you said there was a problem. There was an admission to the problem and there were proposals to solve the problem. And yes, a solution now abide the buyer relating to the economy. Solution so aba na so na ebi ne saying economy and inflation journey to 54%. Say I drew 22%. Enya by chance. And no,
but do you think you deserve praise because under more they call 54%?
Because under yenya circumstances in the course run, yes, enye only domestic problems in tini drew ho. Your international challenges are na eka o mind bia. And what people don't understand, they say country bi ohwa America, UK, Germany, no more inflation. Ebi ane 1%. Inflation no do 3 and 4% no. The percentage increase as compared to year dear every beer 8 and 10 eba bedru 50 no. Difference na nya as much because now inflation ye 1% and I could do 5% ah. Echese ade ana oto no $1 no edru $5 say. Sana na won so dey na e 10% akodru 50% no echesa dey na oto no 1 cedi no akodru 5 cedi mpacho what you say enti cumulatively over percentage increases na we are see afana baby na the impact no of international issues like COVID, any freight challenges, cost of container, cost of shipping, delays in supplies eba globally in yamana problems so ho. Ain't no, ye come obiate say problem wo na it is not only domestic challenges. Domestic challenges are at that time Honorable Ken Oforiatta editor Ghana for enim said the Ghanaian economy no has structural problems. As structural problems no aban way e na atoto niema pa se obe solve. Ebi ni dien. Ebi ni say ye digitalize the economy. Ebi ni dien. Ebi ni say abanye timi akote ama se wutie the Honorable Finance Minister or say as many as 13 vehicle manufacturing companies and abetin timunfidie wo Ghana ha se omo assemble wa ha. Ebi ni dien. Ebi ni interventions are yede ba with one district one factory. And ne woko se hwe akontomra omo rice processing factory. Uko suhuma yewo tomato processing factory. Lavans, our products were on the market. Uko kumfia yewo pineapple processing factory. Our mu products uko America it is on shelves. Ubenya Ekosiisen ato. And to know the structural problems with the Ghanaian economy no. Enu bi any digitalization, enu bi ni industrialization under 1D 1F. Enu bi na mabobo so with planting for food and jobs 2.0 ni interventions abine ye to make sure say bibia the anakwan so ebetimi raise and the impact is already showing. So we had the recorded growth for the first quarter of 2024 which is at 4.7%. Is the highest since the second quarter of 2022. Unim say rating agencies international unim say IMF the second review meeting announcement for the third tranche no almost Ghana the country representative now okasa for IMF no your friend Stefan Rude also IMF no more projected growth for Ghana for 2024 na 2.8%. Now so mo hwɛ the way a nneɛma si kɔ ma revising upwards to 3.1%. Enye no nko a even rating agencies say S&P ne Fitch mo no mo susu say Ghana economy say omo project say e grow about 4%. So yaje nkwan wie through COVID no economy no bringing it back to life no recovery no mo ne we. Enti said the context is that yenka say economy ni bibia ye mremremre but what they compare baby a free bar improvement boom successive nkakra but anytime you do year on year comparison even with the city depreciation January to June 2023 now depreciated by about 21%. This year I depreciated but compare January to June 18%. Enye bebre sa but gradually enka wo draw charter enka wo behu se eba form nkakra
even when people are tempted to believe some narrative way any perspective any contest how the amount the economy conversation no some would say abina or pagana for Chelsea new mama yedin yenyina yenya abotre abaya yedi obetimi bia to bring us back on the road and almost on a daily basis you hear of one corruption scandal or the other. Ain't se Ghana phobic crab rebel do more trust in your government with the narrative around corruption so people in abambebu
your oncrophobia or madane or mohu say let me give this preamble also for meti hey and you nyam kese president Nana Danko Akufo-Addo de ahye me ne mabusua I will not go and entangle myself in any corrupt situation. I think say corruption should be punished by law. So obi a corrupter yemfa no nko gina mrenim. And that has been the track record of the New Patriotic Party and our government. President Akufo-Addo baye and Professor Mills ne former President Mahama administrations na corruption wo he prosecuted the cases. Entina Maslock CEO and now were convicted. Sure. Only her she is a fugitive because yashishan krata di na kojina mrenim ama mrano ni nedi abuano for. Entina the former board of National Communications Authority NCA yedi omu kojina mrenim ema mrani omudi ye convicte ye. Entina venture capital under the previous administration emrano yedu omuko jina mrenim. There is no shortcut in dealing with corruption. If you have the evidence it ought to be prosecuted.
Now all the examples near people in the former administration
entina
no
entina me kamba say enkrofo the cases bia ba aban refer to one agency or the other whether a shrajo whether a police CID whether a office of special prosecutor Yoko ni na references ko unim say Northern Development Authority issues ba ho under this administration before court and now way. So it defeats
motorcycles been a year.
Yeah, so it defeats the conversation about reference to only cases under previous administration. Now under this administration, so can about so obi a corrupt and answer there is a scandal. Near yenhwehwemu na hwe ni ho a untimi nkase yenko prosecute. Let me give you a typical example. Me nua panyin Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa of the NDC, member of parliament for Northern. Na say uto ho anu akofa krata bi aba. Said there is a scandal. Also for mote ha. Ena bra panyin kofa krata aba yese anda ban we yakoton ensase parks and gardens for ensase. Me say I won't comment on any new paper or so-called expose without Ghana media no holding to account. Said this is the explanation and narrative of Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources diaba. I say enema wo see a lease under this government the history the leases were done under NDC former President John Dramani Mahama administration in 2015 and 2016. The honorable thing would have been say opinion beba beka say me na me kan nanso nyame anim in the face of evidence no ebia I was misled enti Ghana for mo mfa nkyɛyen na ɔkyena ɔkɔfa bibi foforo ba yaka sɛ there was good intentions behind it, goodwill. He was only misled. Now the evidence ba ye kyerɛ sɛ saa documents or the ba na no kura bi anim no. Mama no kwan ma na moving on, jumping onto other issues. And I mom ne yefra ye say embe responde. Without or no, whoever alleges must prove. Until yet the other superior information ba na contradicting the other beto abontia. The best thing is some obema na apologize publicly. Mobe friend de na to air. Amana kase make us say NPP are buying and the Honorable Samuel Abujinapo and the previous lands ministers Omaton Sasia Akwa Parks and Gardens for Asasi. Nemo muhwehwemu abachre say eye under former President John Dramani Mahama and omulisi sansasi. Does that hurt? Also for me better na meka bibi na manofom. Na ukonya evidence bi e kyerese ne meka na enye saa. Pepane akumapa me de betina hanti I should be honorable enough to say oh I think say man hwe ne mumfa nche but this is the contrary information but you've allowed him to move on. The media has allowed him to move on from that issue. And at the end of the day no
on that specific issue no what should the media have done?
They should have called him
back. After say you remember say the lands ministry had to respond twice. After the initial allegations, no, the lands minister responded, and he came back, punching holes into the response from the lands minister. And on Namsoma, another response if a lands minister.
Other response and they did contradict the fact to say Abanwe didn't sell parks and gardens asasi. It did not contradict that. It did not. Lisi yeba kope. Yelisi in 1920 or 1960 anyway, it does not matter what kind of applications that goes in and variations that were requested. So what's your expose and it is based on information. You should have had the information from the genesis. Second response, and by Mpacho Monenedin Komo, or saying
no,
or say lands ministry or Moboa, also a Monton Parks and Gardens as I say. So at the end of the day, no. I won't allow him to move on from such a conversation. Ochina blowing hot air on another issue. Ni afreyaba and yes, scandal upon scandal. But now this is a dent on the integrity of the person who wakes up every day and bring a document. Send me here expose. Because your punchy hole said no, this thing you didn't investigate, you didn't check the records, and the information here could have been easily accessible.
But based on that, parks and gardens, Diana Nkwano, would you, based on that, rubbish all the other ones out there, including the current one?
Response from Ministry of Lands is here. I'm trying to pull it for you. It was not only parks and gardens.
Okay.
It was more than one. The list of they did a chronology, step by step.
Oh, so I've read it.
Every allegation.
I've read it. Now, apart from Nsasene Diano, would you rubbish all the other allegations?
Also, he who alleges must prove.
Sure.
Ube alleging ne baako ne ese nya no kre. Na on the second issue ese nya no kre. On what basis? Ena wo other allegations meji atum. Enti eja o de wusu amra. Ana we mrehia. Enti no. There is something that goes to the credibility of the witness and answer the person who make allegations. Enti uni musa obeba bra properly. But that notwithstanding, I have said it and said it again. And it's a NDC for nya akwenya besom Ghana for. Oma ntimi amputu a single appointee of President John Adjekun Kufuor, NPP 1 administration behind bars. And it was not because former President Mahama is a father for all, as he's been claiming during his encounter with the media. It is because all the people that they lined up before the courts, they didn't have any evidence. Either it had to do with Ghana at 50. Say, your former minister Sabiu, and in Nigeria, they couldn't substantiate it. So it is never true. So mumunya akwenya to prosecute and they didn't do it because there is a humanizing posturing of a father for all. It is not true. And obi biara or what records from some of these development from 2009 no say what they are saying is not true.
But would you say as we speak, you don't believe or agree with Obi Obeka said there is corruption in this government?
If you say there is corruption, you have to show cause. On your own, on your head as a citizen of Ghana, obetime the petition akoma CID.
Yes.
Say you say who se boni bi koswa brane beka ananya sa eye wasede se Ghana mamba pa. Enti wo de koto ho no manhwehwe mu no mo beye. Ne de akogina mranim. Na atemuafo na otemuafo ye content kura wakobu asem. Na wontimi meka keke enti osofo ene wotu ho ni onyamfo te se na ma bese o se bi o ye kronfo ye say without any evidence. Yes, enam se wagidi nti Ghana fo mu awfo ansa na yedi wasem. Enye sa na mra ye adwuma wa ha. Ena enya me responsibility to go and look for evidence for the NDC. Omo allege they should come properly. Ena mra wo ho, emra no so nya omampani na na do dan kwakufu ado. Ena da mra na no. The judiciary is as independent as they come. As independent as they come. Until at the end of the day, no, a whole now do asembeko.
As a ministry, meaning say more research department, you more picky intel from the general Ghanaian public. What do you think is the pulse of the nation, Cecilia? Is the nation in the mood? Say they want change in the next election. Who feel is our mood no in the country?
I don't feel that pulse. I feel the nation wants improvements in living conditions. They don't want change in political administration as a Yankofa NDC Mbra.
We are sure.
The reality on the ground does not support that. Edi entina make us also for Obia NDC in this context. Let me start from somewhere. So far, omuti say omususu ye ne se omo pese omo ba besom asmampani ni abedi eche ene omo mpo omo abedi eche hontoma no ebi ye independent political parties movement for change ne cheda ne nkeka. Yes. But when momentum edi omo campaigns nechi the track record of Ghana political dispensation in the past 2 or 3 decades does not support say another third force be a unity. I don't know if you feel that on the ground. I haven't seen that. Ebi a offer omumu bibana they have a conversation on that. I haven't seen it. Now, we are in a situation where we have NPP as a ruling party and NDC as immediate past ruling party. Bringing a candidate waye mampeni da, waye mampeni abedi echire da, waye minister da, waye deputy minister da. Were the assemblyman da, why a member of parliament da, in the person of former President John Dramani Mahama. Wakita Ghana to me as swine as Mampenyi, Ewa Abra, he was one of the most experienced politicians in the country. Positions here Mabubo is no mean feat. And the excuse we could have given to other candidates of presidents of being novice no nim no abafofro no nim ne ekoso, that excuse another case cannot be made for the former president. Because he had served in government and politics and had over 30 years experience and sana obey Ghana mampeni. The challenges of the country was known to him. And so enu hu echi no yeda sumu emfie 9. And no, there was unemployment corner or trumpet say or babe no. Until at the end of the day, President Nanu ya or then no befe for free SHS on eja Ghana for so good nichim. It wasn't even NPP for Eka say omampeni that way there yesterday can. Asama okan ye say you started free SHS na ye ntronya na ne eka. Me say the public surprisingly even omo minim say they have been worst critics of this government. We're saying, say, no kraya bakupe. We shouldn't waste time on a debate for who started free SHS. Ghana ni biya wakano cross sunyame enim se President Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo ene debai. To say free SHS enye slogan, eye policy, sikakom. Wa unso omajani free hu sesia. Because omaka man krofo adwen abesi so say, hey, asema papa yi kan yen nya no kure ne ye nyina yie se 30 ACD no for the progressive free education and free SHS ya ne ade wo betwam because the implementation of the policy na any akade any sika na ekọ enti president Akufo-Addo and all the billions of Ghana cedis ashem etima educate about 5.7 million young Ghanaians on the account of government. Enti wunie we ba beke kan no abi na ese ba de a ene em yentena ya ware bone ho saa. Enti that is the posturing. Now one other issue I critical in recent year has to do with job creation and opportunities for the youth. Ne akoso bia ban ni tie na so pamu ye nhehye ye ntoto ye prepare. Enti na nche kra aban be announce through the president of the republic be announce the 8.2 billion Ghana cedis SMEs growth and opportunity program. Ese aban the for 20 say mekanitri mu kra be ya bebre 8.2 billion Ghana cedis. See the sika no mu 1.4 billion Ghana cedis edema Development Bank of Ghana. Yeah, they move 230 million Ghana cedis edema Ghana Enterprises Agency. Yeah, they move 700 million Ghana cedis edema Ghana Exim Bank. No more de aboa ankra juma wo Ghana ha ma na tumpon agina yi. Enya kasa keke na nya abosremuka. Exim Bank Ghana, omu ye funding partners for 1D1F. They have the track record of disbursing funds to startup companies, to companies omoko into manufacturing. They have the track record. RTA Adaroma, you can get what they have done within the period since 2017. Ghana Enterprises Agency, enya yahoho. Kane and the NDC ni abanda dana ye NBSSI and the Ministry of Trade. Now ko NBSSI akoma na de momo na salaries nkwa na timitua. NBSSI and the NDC no mu ntimi mfa even 1,000 entrepreneurs kra anye bibi momo. Aban yi ba na kofa ba yesi ebehye mu kena. Na COVID business support sika yesi yemfanfa NEIP Ghana Enterprises Agency. Mastercard Foundation, World Bank, other projects omoye yesi yemfan hye mu no nhye kena. Disbursements or my nyeska ketwa. Training over 200,000 people, applicants. Brought it down, disbursed funds and crofobeka no cry. They will tell you, say, ya won crofo manya access to GESika. Entine, because of the models or marani before, no, who the 230 million man or beche. Edi entina aban yesa. Because ni amuka about a juma semono, ya tnase, ya ye research, ya ye jushemu who say, SMEs no ni edisika shema, edi mpuntu obeba. Because our Ghana economy na, ye GDP, 70% comes from the SMEs. All businesses in Ghana, 92% are SMEs. Enti ye di koshemu a, oni ano, obetima tre na juma mu. Or ye product be local product, obetima package. They be a typical example I me say look at me as young as I am. In my lifetime, the way I see ton nsuo wa Ghana ha asesa. Na me mfa ne say in the mid 90s. Na me wo Kumasi a me mfa ne say 12, 13, 14. Na wo ton nsuo wo Kumasi na ye nsuo de.
Yeah.
Akwala Jesu ene so nkrofo ti so. Na kapu butubutu so. Na the blogger gum. Na se oma wonsuo ni bia ntos na aton awayi ba akwa ama no mako na aton awayi ba akwa ama no nyado awayi ba akwa ama no yete ho na chekere water ba na anya sa ofa pan a wakosa bi no de abafia be hu raba no de funnel ahya no no achekere ne de ahye fridge mu ni aton yete ho na sachet water ba na bottle water. A lot of SMEs were they were able to transition over the period. Answer wo mo musika ne akade na they will be able to scale up and go far. Entino sa 8.2 billion Ghana cedis SME growth and opportunity project no. Afia enya sa dachi o me gidi se ebehye SMEs no mo kena. Ama
no start disbursement we no ho.
There be some allocation to the various agencies no normal now.
Okay.
Into the minimum say GE the omu training say cost that they have a lot of models that they are running. Into omu ye dada. Into omu no mo be disbursements no. And na Ghana Exim Bank so send him say 1D1F. Omu no mo disbursing ni nyina omu no mo ye funding partners. into all the records of the green projects, the brown projects, even existing factories or mudi sika akoshe mu nyina, they have it. And me decide to go to the appropriate channels.
And you're saying, sir, based on Sanyama way, into Enyadia, Ghanaians will go back for the NDC. And that's why you don't feel, say, there is this mood in the country for change.
No, I don't feel the mood for change. Na mekan, we should have it in context. The fact that will be per improvement doesn't mean so pe change. Improvement here the part. But change means there are options and they have looked at the alternatives. And almost say NDC there enye. NDC there emeboyen.
Yeah, but the NDC's message has been said, this country must be reset. And that resetting cannot be done by Moa Baimono. In Ghana, for Mumra to come and reset the country.
Reset Papa Bay. Reset na nye bini pudon. Jata reset na say reset Papa Bay. Reset obi antimi explain the reset no. Reset a chairman ba was say reset no world afford there. Minia Felix for Zuko Achiba was a watch for a reset. Reset no muntimi explain the reset no. Reset no that is built on lies on NHIS, lies on the implementation of free SHS. Reset in darkness. Reset without basis. Enya no na Ghana for you. Ye pre-yedia primpuntu akoyenim. Me say they've not given the reason why there should be a reset. Because they cannot and have not explained a single policy. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Vice President of Ghana, a flag bearer. Policy bi or the Ghana ni bi ate ase. Obi ate ase. Nan wo kan credit score. One day PHH mu market women credit credit score ase. If you so obi anim say otimi to ade no atua nan kakra sa dan ho ye hya ase enye high purchase e hya ase enye o se ebetima aye bi ete se ne AT&T ni telcos ni bi ye wa America obi timi sore no akwaji phone nanso wo betima ye ne sa ne mpempenso ene say they will be able to measure individual credit worthiness and risk because obi beje wa ha ontimi ntua ye ni data ye ni track record no akwaje wa ha ontimi ntua eno no mboa emma omo ye investors ni take the maximum risk and lower interest on such risk.
Nana, a man for issue with that, and it's in the example he gave about mobile phone, say obi betria 1 CD, 2 CD. The general way was that's not realistic. I mean, it will take you years to pay for just one mobile phone.
Also for when I catch almost a mobile phone be $1,000 and now $2,000.
So he was specific, says smartphones. Just smartphones, so they
I'm coming to show you a story that completely defeats that analogy. I know, say he was using that specific amount as an analogy, but they've taken it out of context. And interestingly, I am showing you, say, there are a lot of, let me give you some stories from even India. Ube said truly, see, this is from CNBC.com. CNBC is a very credible news organization. Almost say a $12 phone is opening doors for rural India to get on the internet. $12 smartphone. This is from CNBC Africa. CNBC. Okayin Ebra Honorable Eslo Usu, me hosting at Ministry of Information. Emma Nebe announced the introduction of 5G network in Ghana. Obobo a lot of things that they want to do in partnership, including organizations that are willing to manufacture cheaper smartphones. Okay, said there was a comment to be about say it's time and crofo bebredi or moya betu baby minim if you follow that presser. Smartphone does not necessarily means iPhone 15 Pro Max, an iPhone 13 or an iPhone. I'm giving you the story that completely defeats that. There are cheaper smartphones, be 1,000 cedis. There are cheaper smartphones, be 1,000 cedis. And to so be make comment be appreciate the context. Neka say na uka smartphone na uka about 3,000 CD phone, who can about 10,000 CD phone and 15,000 CD phone. Then you get the explanation. High purchase and answer when so I work on. It doesn't mean say it is one model of phone. It could even mean a completely new model of phone. And now MTN officer so more phones or more tonton. A for pa meboa. Or more smartphone was some of the telcos officers say bibo ewo form crack. So it does not in any way negate the policy. Say a credit scoring system near who be a credit worthiness, and there is data there for telcos, for banks, for investors, and all sorts of people, so that they will be able to give people opportunities for them to have alternatives to everything paying cash and carry. It is not a bad thing. And I am confident also because this government has built the foundation for this to be successful. Foundation in say over 17 million Ghanaians are more register on the Ghana card system under National Identification Authority. Nipa ni di bonio Obobosia no odwane ye betime the Ghana card afa data mu a ye benya access to baby bia ne next of kin ne guarantors ni bibi e ka ho. In the past na sa systems ni ho na data ni ho. But in the words of President Akufo-Addo and in his voice, bibia abanye so baby there were naysayers who said it is impossible. But the NPP and this government and our future administration are a government and political parties of possibilities. Enti wenya bosre muka say o mampeni abedi e training a flag bearer. He doesn't know what he is saying. He knows what he is saying. And I've given you a typical example showing said there is a country of more than $12 at a smartphone that is making impact in rural India. And you know, it is not cast in stone. Say, hey, was a smartphone to me? So say, 5,000 and I say, BB account.
One of the things defining elections, especially after 8 years, anytime you who change over from one government to the other, biano, and corruption a major issue. I remember say in 2016, one of the messages I'm very loud on now a family and friends, na nepotism, a cronyism, and at the end, it defined that election in 2016. Prior to that, even in 2008. And so there were allegations of corruption against the Akufo administration, and I'm so much change by. This year, it seems the issue of nepotism, cronyism, family and friends is loud in Sa Abaywe. In fact, recently the $34 million again expose for a member of parliament on spare parts for ambulances near any company, directors of the company. It seems that they are linked to the president. Those are serious issues as a Ghana Nibia, irrespective of what you've done. Or Rebecca say, wait a minute, by way I can't answer when any or more you are not worried?
Elder Meteha, make two things. Me say every allegation of corruption ought to be investigated, no matter how light you take it. And I also said the second thing about the credibility of the person making the allegation. And I've given you my examples. Bibia, he's also a citizen of the country. He should pursue it. Even in parliament, they are able to file questions to call ministers or heads who are responsible for the execution of those projects. So come and answer in parliament. Obetima explore opportunities with the CID, petitioning them to investigate this matter. So allegations,
he's petitioned special prosecutor
and it is in order. I don't have anything against that. If you want to, if you have an allegation, let it be investigated and prosecuted. But I am saying, say, on the face value of his comments, until I have alternative narratives and information, I take it with a pinch of salt, because he has misled us before. Saying say buying way out on parks and gardens and Sase, knowing say it was leased under former President Mahama. And I'm saying say I don't trust the credibility of the person making the allegation. But for whatever it is worth, if it's referred to special prosecutor, they've been investigating. And the special prosecutor no more issues of alleged corruption about Madam Cecilia Dapa Eko.
Yeah.
Me pacho all kind of findings. Me pacho kind of findings
from the special prosecutor.
Me pacho the finding contained said there was actual corruption found relating to the matter. That was referred to it. And everything should be treated as a case. They should go and investigate it. But just on the baseless allegation and nipa knowing very well say indeed na watch me no wabe mislead ama ye the contrary information by from Ministry of Lands, he has not been honorable enough to retract. I will not give it the oxygen that it deserves.
The other thing against you, and you no don't mean and you one as a person, the amount of revenue about my buying in sim. And what you have to show for that revenue, it doesn't seem to be commensurate. As a sikabibriaba, but there is not much to show.
I am the pants wakofa asembuaba, because every penny that has come to this government, we have shown something for it. Nasebi, I can for can be say near wada any nyaneno. Say obi. Because of political interest, also wabubu nuegu nasum, wakata neni dendenden sa neeko neeba bia wonteya. There is nothing you can do. We can only concentrate on educating the Ghanaian populace. And I'm giving you one typical example. And then ubehu mischief makers know what they've been doing in this country. Na seya, oko social media, ofanko to Nsawam Road, NDC4, any omwa signs o master te church wo ho Ekosiisen road but my road kama ya aban ya da ho yi omo tete ho empanyimfo ne mofra na Ekosiisen road afa me se Ekosiisen na misua o JHS na SHS na Ekosiisen no fofora ba omo de contractors ene nam nkrofo aman so omu yi akwan ana Ekosiisen na minim na no mpeso omu ye ekomokra na sika ni wonto omu ni standing army ana which Ekosiisen under which administration? And Ekosiisen ma aban sika so omunya akwan. And I'm giving you a typical example. 2022, ye can about the disbursement of $750 million Afri-Exim Bank loan for road infrastructure. Ye ji sika no me chira oni ede ye na omu evidence no man koka se Ekosiisen road. Out of the $750 million of Nsawam road construction, $200 million. Ejusu Konongu Road, $75 million. Completion of Nsawam Apeja Road, $10 million. Swame 40-year interchange, $47 million. Completion of Flower Port interchange, $35 million. Completion of Sofo Line interchange, $35 million. Kwabenya Peduasi Road, Ketasi Brekuso, Ekwana Ohona Yim. Sa kwan no so $10 million. Completion of Eastern Corridor Lots 5 and 6, $70 million. Completion of Enchikrom Adosu Road, $93 million. Purchase of rolling stocks and spare parts, $30 million. Construction of a stadium and ancillary road projects for 2023 All African Games, $140 million. Me pacho Botiano Games Village in Ensiho. Ekwano eni ho. University of Ghana Stadium eni ho. Me pacho pokuase ofanko pokuase kwan ya nanse asphalt eguso mpacho eni ho. Me pacho uko techimantia ahafu Dubai no eni ho.
So meti Sofo Line interchange.
Me pacho wan eka ho. Ni nyina ka we ho.
So bibi en ho ekoso ho ana.
Me pacho nse projects bia ye wo faces. Ena make ase ma kire uhu se omo ye adwuma wo ho a. This is where the money is coming from.
And you person my information
because o say omo say aban no loan bebre omo jeje nyina omo hu ade a omo de ye. So I took one loan sample say me kire o bebi asika na ekọ ana bebi ekọ enti hu se so am interchange omo ye asika no wa ha omo sha adwuma o Sofo Line interchange ase a na chese sika we disbursement na aba a capture wa ha. And at the end of every single year, Finance Ministry at the annual debt report the core parliament, both majority and minority, they have access to annual debt reports. So the annual debt report to core parliament, it contains all the debts are buying and are financing through debt are buying contracting and the ancillary projects or modest sikane ye den enti at the end of the day ne senka chinye bi wo ho a enkamrahye bedwom, especially now I 137 and 137 plus 1 no. But omunti minje sa annual debt report no. Enhu no kura wo mu mfa nkosie emmetena han kan kire say yenhu ne aban ne disikanaye.
My main kind messages kaka while we try and wrap up. Yeah, WhatsApp number 0548 443 523 0548 443 523 0548 443 523 for our messages a brain na yebesha kayama yene honorable area your panel members na ababe cancer e wa ha yene obedi na ya jantoa atnase dada ye share name say Kozi Akosua Menu would also be joining us, and also from the NDC. So Domi, who is joining from the NDC? And Monfa Nidina and Mamene Emfa and Tujanafe. Yenshen Twaso Bansana no. Paul de Suso says, good afternoon, Obi. Fatima saying she doesn't truly think Ghana needs a reset, looking at the mess that her government has taken us into. If for nothing at all, after I listened and watched the ambulance spare part $34.9 million scandal presentation with supporting documentation from Honorable Ablakwa, it only calls for a total reset of Kwame Nkrumah's Ghana. I weep for my country when MPP members sit on national platforms to pretend Ghana is at the ICU. Obi, can you ask the information minister what is her take about the many scandals such as the ambulance scandal linked to the family of Nanado? Paul de Suso Ewo, Massachusetts, that's in the US of A. And from the NDC, I'm told, say, Awo Kekeli will join us. And Awo Kekeli, Kozi Akosua Menu, and Nana Ya Champem Jantwa would be our guest. They didn't come on the discussion segment. We say, Obi, good afternoon. Greetings to you and the Honorable Minister. Well done to her, letting us see the light. I'm not surprised that my dad, Kweku Boatin Bruja, always says you are one of her student who he taught at the basic school, and you are making him proud in politics. Nana Kofi Kusi Bruja and Onode Weya Banana Yedase. We say, Obi, kindly tell Fatima that the problems with the communication is that when they mention developmental project, they say it raw and in percentage terms without specifying where they are, especially roads. The NDC had green books distributed, which helped them a lot. Just saying it is not convincing enough. Also, the theories regarding economics is too much, so they must be more practical and stop the percentage comparisons. Gastiman Ewo Brikum. Obi, President Akufo-Addo cut sword at Shama district for a hospital in 2018. The land has turned into a grass cutter pitch. Christopher Ewo Takrade and on the way about the Shama district hospital. We say, Obi, good evening. I am Honorable Insroda in Tepa. In fact, President Akufo-Addo and his government are doing a good job for Ghanaians. Honorable Insroda Edase. Obi, is the minister saying the budget for the Sofo Line interchange was approved in 2022 and yet nothing is happening there? Desmond Ewo Spintex. Afri-Exim Bank facility budget name.
I know the previous friend is saying contraction since 2022. Okay. Some modest basement number these are.
He wants to know, says 2022. Why is nothing happening? Sofo Line interchange specifically. Yeah. We say good day. Obi, tell Fatima that I am driving on the Ejeso Konongo Road. Nothing is happening on that stretch. Joseph, Ejeso Konongo no, the Ewokano bypass na as a main road and Ewokano.
One will say, Accra Kumasi dualization projects.
Sure.
Bypasses na bako 4. Ebi wo Konongo. Ebi wo Osino.
Yes.
Ebi nso so we nyinam.
Yes.
So na main road no so a unhu so mo ye adwuma ho. But obi a obekwa akotwa be kire say contractors wo honoma. Minim say to da insu to bre ne samada challenges nso so ye o break in adwuma. Enti bi abefa obi na bia unhu omo nti obeka so omo ni ho. But for the most part, omo tempotem ho ana nkrase e ben ho no. Ubie line to omo mom na beka kire say yes, there is something happening.
Okay, I just wanted to know saying the facility, for Ejeso Konongo was for the bypass. not
it can be
main
ancillary road, not
okay.
necessarily the main road, but I'll get the details.
Very well. We say, Obi, the information minister is a top-notch communicator. I'm really enjoying her submissions this evening. Indeed, the NPP government achievement is uncomparable in the history of Ghana. Yao Marvin or Kwesimintim. We say, Obi, it is possible to get a phone and pay 2 cedis because in Canada, you can get a phone worth $2,000, but you only pay $20 for the phone for a 3-year term contract, plus the phone service fees, which is the service payment for your use. The rest of the money towards the phone will be slashed after the 3-year contract with that phone company. So it is possible Ghana can do that. Clifford or Canada, dear, and no Clifford, Yadase. We say, Obi, in fact, the information minister is doing a fantastic job breaking down the government policies. Indeed, it is possible to break the aid. Walanyo or Akwetia. We say, Obi, good evening. Tell Honorable Fatima, God bless her for the good works he's doing for the MPP. From Same, former driver to Otiko Jaba. Same, former driver to Otiko. Okay. This one says, Obi, you always read a message of Paul de Sousa knowing very well he's NDC. What do you want to achieve? Where's the hi, Obi? Good evening. Kindly ask the minister what the government is doing about the unemployed nurses and allied health professionals. Jonathan Ewo Adenta. Where's the Obi? Please praise the president for the police building. Why? Show fairness from Emmanuel. Emmanuel said police building. Then no, I can't wasem ewo ehase utie ewo mehi asem so. We say Obi very smart and intelligent responses from the minister, but the masses must know what government has done, so they should beef up their communications. George Ewo Adenta. Obi, good evening. Will the MPP be able to complete the Swami interchange before the end of the year? Ask her for me why. Kwame Ejeyi Ewo Cologne in Germany. We say, Obi, please ask the minister as to how much loan they have contracted since Akufo-Addo took over, and how much loan did they come to meet. Good evening, my brother. Good evening to you too. Unfortunately, one for Woodin and Kahon. We say, Obi, good evening. I sometimes feel scandalized when you rely on the so-called exposés of a member of parliament of the opposition to buttress your questions of corruption against a certain government. The onus is rather on the accuser to prove his allegations than for the accuser to respond. Do you believe the former president John Dramani Mahama was involved in the Airbus scandal? If not, then some of your arguments are flawed, with all due respect. Don't believe whatever Okudzeto will come out with. Nana Ejare Kodie or Belgium and Udiwe are bringing loads and loads of your message. We say, Obi, I'm using a smartphone, an amount of 500 cedis. Richard or Pig Farm. That's all to phone 500 cedis. We say, Obi, good evening. The MPP has done very well. Let's vote for them because NDC has nothing good to offer. Ya or Takwa. Ya in Takwa. Obi, good program with Fatima. Togbe David or Yorkshire. Togbe David. Good afternoon, Obi. I'm watching you. And this is the Minister for Information. How do I know she's not misinforming me? She also needs to be fact-checked by you. Same way she thinks Honorable Okudzeto is not being fact-checked. Frederick or Ashburn in the US of A. Obi, do you remember the following people? Kwame Pepra, Sipayanki, Ibrahim Adams, Victor Selome, Danagbodapi, Abuga Pele, Chachuche Kata, Sednam Temaklo. Which of them is a former MPP appointee? Maxwell Ewo Abokobi. Finally, Obi, please ask the minister what the status of the Okada riders exchanging their Okada for taxis in the 2020 campaign. Emmanuel Akafia or New Joaben South in Koforidua. The message, I don't know. Honorable. Yes, my member, me name say what me notice some of the questions are na iya no am I in fact we the na Okada from moto meje.
There was a question about the Shama project.
Sure. Shama project, yes. Yeah.
And I wanted to remind you, so we've had a few conversations about it. I don't know whether it was on your platform.
Okay.
Unim said it had a similar situation like the La. Some of the projects that government sought funding for to start. And when we went under financial distress and those disbursements couldn't come, what they've done is to repurpose all those projects and bring them under the 1D 1F projects.
In the Shama, is it 1D 1F or Agenda 111?
No, Agenda 111. So I mentioned that they've started, the administration block is on the 3rd floor. And I've seen it. They've covered it with green. Maybe people don't know that's one of the structures, but if you go there now, and then the main hospital building too is quite high. And I know if you call the health minister, probably he has some plans to send reporters with him to go and do inspection. So I know some of the projects. I know, said they are repurposing it under one of the projects that government can have funding. And it's not just there. I'm aware of, but I don't want to take the wind out of the sail of the minister when they are ready to make their presentations.
Okay.
But there's been similar instances in the past where governments promised that they wanted to do some projects and the funding had challenges. And the NDC, they told everybody. I remember my sister Joyce Bawa Mutare, I have his video recording on Joy News saying they were going to build an international airport at Tamale and they will commission the airport in September 2015. They didn't put one brick there. It didn't happen. They couldn't even secure the funding. And the moment President Akufo-Addo got the funding from UK and Germany to build the new Tamale Airport terminal and the ancillary roads on the Tamale-Savlugu way, and they were quickly coming to claim JM legacy. All the fact-checking institutions, fact-check whatever, all of them came and said, no. NDC never found funding for the Tamale International Airport. Yes. So that was settled from funding to sword-cutting to construction, to completion, to commissioning. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. So it's not even faces, the terminal, nothing. So that was settled, and I've realized that Omwankasan they've backed off.
Very well. Enti obi ebusa the mode teacher for wofie nurses wofie allied health.
Let me give you an instance. Mekacha will say Agenda 111 hospitals no about 21 near completion.
Yes, and they can be commissioned this year.
Yes, and I'm catching say at least they should be able to commission at least 10. Mechanics are not because the building, some of them have beds and equipment. You've seen it circulating on social media already.
Yes.
But hospital is not just about the building. There are other arrangements, recruitment and all that. So say I need masisi bebre no. Say nurses and doctors are on before now. So there will be a natural opening, like the way we did for double track. Okay, say free SHS by boom. Now fair numbers na be brain at a go. You recruiting over 8,200 teachers at a go just to address the new students or more banning how to be able to run the shift system in the schools, and to look at the number of hospitals coming on streams at the same time. And I'm talking about this year. Menka say in the future, this year. And to know all these projects are going to also open opportunities for the recruitment of doctors and nurses, if they've not announced that already.
Unim Asaki Awingobet.
Yeah,
so you are welcome back to the hot seat. Kindly help me congratulate my sister, the latest Hajia in town, Honorable Fatimatu Abubakar. I'll say, however, let her know that the next government is going to be the PNC. And I, Asaki Awingobit, will be president. She will be considered in my government to serve because of her qualities in leadership. Inti Asaki Awingobit, incoming president, say Ochiao Ewo Kwaisron Koso. Honorable, I'll say Shana, you wrap it up near the common.
No, one thing, the reason why we're having this hospital conversation, but because it was over concentrated on Agenda 111, and you know, said the Agenda 111 no execution no is one of the special projects. they are doing it under the presidential advisor in Siasari.
Yeah.
So it's like my presentation was over concentrating on him. But the Ministry of Health, they on their own started and completed hospitals under this government.
Ministry of Health and see hospitals.
Agenda 111 hospital. And let me run you through the hospitals. Masha si Omerie. Ebi Bogoso Government Hospital. Nkwetia Hospital.
New
hospital or Musi Yeshasiye and Honorable Ajima Menu. Omo ebi na fi na me bobosui. Enya Agenda 111 no. Separate from Agenda 111. But it's because I was hoping to highlight Agenda 111 no more. No. My presentations were on the ones that they are coming to open. Okay. But these are also hospital projects under Ministry of Health. Okay. Chedie Hospital in Achema Kwangoma districts, Manson Kwanta Hospital, Kwapra Hospital in Suame constituency, and Sabronum Hospital, Asumafo Norton, so SCB Honum, and Adrobonso Hospital, in Suayem Hospital, Wasadunkwa Hospital, Amenfi West districts. And these are also
completed
hospitals are a year in operation.
A month for one bit my confirm.
Hospitals say Wohonum, not Agenda 111 dear be commission is saying.
Very well. Honorable, you besan so din komobie emre na yebeja mo akwana unuanom take you over na afia din komo.
Yeah, big sister wa ha say it make akra say nana.
So come ne wa o
nana me ko ye haji akakra bai makwaje title like me se pe na me share
nti say na me hwehwe
nti say me share ba
na we haji a wo say wo she bibi wo say
on gold no
sa Haji Abia.
Me sha me ntimi
also unim say o say Fati a fine person, politics in you.
Oh.
Fati was great, but politics.
Na politics are saying na.
Me dem come as a mess. Fati is great. I mean, Fati
Nana feel me Nana. I say
Fati is wonderful na politics. Politics.
Obi, when my Becca bebre, one my big sister, Bobu Gabe,
what's my ID?
That who some personal way.
And I'm saying Fati is great.
She's someone that I respect so much.
Fati is just great. I mean, in your politics, but politics in your. Onu say sanka ade no ko to you when.
Sound.
What's the
go United Nations.
What the Fati call you
free the hustle and bustle of NDCM.
Any was so twisting. But Fati is great. Or your UN material.
A diplomat.
A diplomat bisa. A honey needs a chantry, needs a way, baby, a seven dana or the ato. What is it? Fati just wonderful.
But Fati, you are from the north, right?
Me Friapa East.
About now Kumase.
Yeah, me Kumase.
Okay.
At the time home in ho.
Now can okachi.
And they say me a
that's what cause ogudim kro minim me. Fati the other citizenship wa Ashanti region. Any problem.
Wow. Wow. Enti Fati beja yen ho na yatoa so. Fati politics in the north baby ufi because you say traditionally in the north NDC strongholds and they vote traditionally for the NDC. Do you see that changing?
It's been changing, really? Especially because of Jumapa President Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia aye in the north. Maybe about district hospitals and maybe be brave free north. Maybe districts. The neighboring district 3 ni any hospital and Nyambia wo Mebeka said district hospital and Tempani enya ne district hospital under Agenda 111 Binduri enya ne de Garu enya ne de me say ye de na kan one of those they can commission now enti edi na enya ya hohoahoa se me kosrem na minimu se me metimatena moto so free me feature akọ hospital ya asempa enti adwumapa obi otamale wo hu the improvements in road infrastructure obi ti yendi o tatale wo hu adwumakro obi ti salaga wo hu tamale salaga road ekwan na me se 2016 ne yakọ campaign bi ha 4 hours 6 hours ube team wo baby no aka untimi nko they have seen the work obi te tamale who the roads infrastructure in communities obi te damongo. This is the first time I bind the asphalt say tieni at a 5-inch hill abetaso until you see the excitement and it's genuine. Obi who say His Excellency the Vice President call domne pram no matu aguso o say na we dia den paremfo bi na nkrofobia akogye na mo kakra na da bi obi me say politics is local.
Yeah.
Nkrofo per developments are within their vicinity. Na what tamale NDC time na what tamale NPP ba ye first now nam airport kitikiti bi ete say obi tarazo house kitikiti bi mu enne wo state of the art international terminal na tamale udina central tamale na traffic ni ade enne interchange wo honom adent na on to my NPP wo hu factory obi te wale wonya astroturf wonya watermelon processing factory ya any town roads obi te na lergu gambaga ya any town roads bridge bugu ma cha na otwemienu ni aye ana wonhu ye ABC on the Bolling Road, ABC on Alergu Road. Enti edenti no want to abama nti excitement no ye based on first hand mete savulugu anana nton agenda 111 nti the district hospital ababesi ho adenti no won naninji we hu se oso ansa na oso ansu a wo ne emu odu enti no nani abresa
ye ferry na ayi munya ma ya place ferry na
ya we free deputy CEO GIPC ose ochiao yes also ye na kwabre na kwabre
aboaso kwabre is me executive me patron me big brother no
okay very well
me constituency se do so dia me national election
ferry I say
ferry na say
oh yeah beye na do me cry ye the train ato so ye the railway ato adome no so na me see beye ye the
move anu ko you and mama why ade mo mandate na ha
che ye da se why ye be san so di nkomo
bi we wish you all the best me ko nyina mo ma ko mo bon komo na meetie mba next time mo kwa me mesi mo
ye no na ko benya me
ye be sure na sister mene na ko mfie dunumo mene adubia adwuma ya
onye ska onkai
me friend ko adubia me si me friend ko fat me mama nka wan fa
na bia me ma nenkra
fat
so mene na o na kwa nakra na me ko show kakra na me hu na
wa ba che no
me hu wa che na de na ko so di
onya adwuma ye nyina ni agina fat de ye si ye hu bio o
the Ekosiisen sini higher sempa 94.7 FM. Adofo mama yentie we mra ye ba ya bejafo na tenase already mate nana ya atempem jantoa enka dada sanso ena American dia to manim say Kozi Akosua menu will be joining us and then minim say kekeli say o first time ewo ehani meboa anawaba ache awo kekeli
oh the big for adenta yeah incoming MP for adenta
Ekosiisen higher sempa 94.7 FM mo de ayo mama me na me homra me ba yeah ba
Obi neba lo biba obibo biba ode desempana bo obi neba lo biba obibo obi neba ode desempana obi nie Ekosiisen nie bosua wo minisempa de brane mamba Obi so
Masomo asempa 94.7 FM yemamu nyina akwa babio edemoba dwumedie so check with your time 29 minutes after 5 ye de Ekosiisen discussion segment no etwa moso bebacho so wo adwenchira ye WhatsApp number is 0548 443 523 0548 443 523 3 na wama yetio My Life Insurance Company Limited ede my way aba my way a simple life insurance my life akofabo mo ne MTN Momo ena aka wontoma abo ano no mo say o dial star 165 hash star 165 hash on MTN no wetimi a register on my way na unya register utua Sikanka kranka eto you can enjoy up to 16,600 Ghana cedis cover for yourself and one selected family member. Na ubitma update you selected family member no easily just by dialing star 165 hash. So pesa utimun semi ya free customer service number 0242 439 999 0242 439 999 Senye my way kase no way Ecobank and so the Ecobank Million Gang promotion no aba this year Ecobank say e was so to me ejiweni chop life and enjoy life Ecobank has over 1 million Ghana cedis worth of cash and prizes in this promotional omodema omanfo kwa over 7,000 Ghanaians and ebitimi ewini sika anasa prizes no ebi bi-weekly rewards ewo you can be one of them winning up to 10,000 Ghana cedis in Tianyisika Ketwa and Omodema Omanfo. There will also be 3 monthly draws, and all you have to do is to deposit cash in multiples of 500 Ghana cedis into your Ecobank account. It is our Ecobank account in Kwade Wumua. Now the 500 Ghana cedis are kotum. Every 500 Ghana cedis no ema okwaima utimira sa draw emu. It's amazing. In the Ecobank branch Ecobank Express Point and I say Ecobank Mobile ubitimi eyusu edia depositiska kama prizes ni be apart from sikano yema fuel vouchers yema shopping vouchers yema airtime ni amane doso promotion way 31st July ena eba ewiye ene 25th July and we have barely 6 more days to go. It's your time to chop life. Idikai over 500 Ghana cedis afako to Ecobank account mo na take part of this promotion. Ecobank, the Pan-African Bank omo boejuma pa. Ene Imperial General Insurance say omo the new product crab just your friend no coalition insurance policy inti say when you amount insurance beyond the road coalition insurance policy when Imperial General na diaba na the more can say you beba wo by in the event say wo car any car for kopim head on collision ebi a wo car kopim dua wo car kopim wall ama car na say insurance policy we be boa me repair sa damaged car part say o bumper na say ya e be replace bumper na ma o windscreen apai e be replace ya ma kama se ba se o car kopim na ye je to hospital o da hospital 3 days and beyond insurance no ebe take care of you befa wo hoka you need to be involved in an accident to benefit men ka say me ye car owner me na metua premium no enti car ne kra na me ntimu bi now person benefit under this insurance dabi e was say we involved in the accident answer and all third party benefits and so insurance we ebe cover and we a taxi driver trot driver uchiwa car coalition insurance we wodia sign up today by calling us on 0577 667 436 0577 667 436 and I want to broke and kasa and I agent across Ghana na yema unchire mono Imperial General Insurance na offer product one was we aba terms and conditions apply. Coalition insurance beyond the road. Imperial General Assurance, solid protection. Nana ya chempem jantwa akwaba.
Yeja.
Nete saying
nyame dia chain de bia edui die se etia si die empai bonko a empai ban famu dia na ho ya chiro yangopo na ne yehwe no
nkakra
anya ne se nyeyi de ekoidie
o nkwa na
wa de se de osofu na ka say say 21 hospitals e be commission 10 fati
yeah also 21 o ma boso but 10 they are likely to meet my commission this year.
Only they are na bozo.
And you're chancing,
The chance in the moody. I losing can I said. Imre bin another back at chess or my we 60.
60.
I'm catching up.
As a fatigue has 60 various stages of completion, 21 roofing, 10 likely to be commissioned.
Maybe 60. I'm catching. That was a 6 March. One of
man independence speech now.
Also maybe 60 agenda 111. The nya di hey bossy. Afedi fati so nya hwe bia na fati information minister nchenti nya no hosa. Ni si be hanadwen. Kozi de wa fa pen na wo chonchiri na jeso be ni pa adwen na no. The nchebe makosi papa. Papa how to say. Great.
Okay, now I'm in chair when I'm in Simra. Oh, the Enshase. Kekele akwa bete saying.
Meja also.
Bibi aboko.
Adom yes sorry dear na. Nyame ase.
Obekwa tamale ni bi.
Tamale na me flight no ho be ya.
Enye izo ehun aya se wenye se ehun be.
Na obekọ. So de mu wo.
Ye kokuma ase. Ye kokuma ase ntie free kuma ase a. Ye ko hand over ye project na ye wo trade no. Yo. Wo ze ni ye si dan bi ama family enti o se ye ko hand over ochna.
Na mo ko by road to Tamale.
Dabi. By road you be.
Kuma say to Tamale be easy.
Flight hono flight be easy. How?
Dabi.
Flight if you come say nko Tamale.
It's a flight for flight we normally serious they will have to do something at least.
Yeah, but flight nim ko say see how to say kuma Accra kuma say traffic e was we no 2 airlines they will say be back down. Yes, because as a Tuesday, what was as a Tuesday now for passion for hour for Friday, the whole day when you say be I am a son of Paddy and Kwan. Oh, young go for
we launch of the campaign, so obviously.
Yeah.
I Cape Coast Cross. Some of us were there on Thursday. Then before by road.
Yeah, Cape Coast. They say
no pony a media work here. And then say you can cover Kwanso answer. By a better, but you are not yet here. Now when you're lifting, we are never.
But so be aboko.
I'm drawn. We be there because you're free. You know. It's a young.
It's true.
It's all booked. Now, come also tonight to a holiday. Me kai first time meeting na kema me ko sunyane nka bibi aye me
sunyane
na wo kamuta na wo sunyane na be adi panante awo who no think next time me
faculty I'm not so much used to faculty
for that long
I had to stand in the car from Kumasi to Sunyane today you be I prefer say na ma ba we nchen kakra na ma be di nkomo kakra na ma to aso sa but we hope say ye nya ye be hwe so ebiania you very comfortable about that day. At least I think I came to Nigeria that which is even much longer than
very well. Mate. The Akwaba so cause the Akwaba to say
Pachayo
Adenta Queen.
Adenta Boko.
Iswadom.
Is it Adenta Beyonce?
Eh challenge billboards or baby I ko TikTok or trend or share.
Billboards ni bi na hostess ni ade
Adebia Obia Kububu ana.
Ebi mo titia no mo titi.
Oba me who dey no around the power.
I think that but as many as have gone up, as many
has come down.
Especially on Container Lakeside Road na secure support fixing all the posters we put there came up. Mama Mendi kind chair me constituency chairman chairman Akola chair any constituency executives na me sense to chair police station executives members volunteers obi be our dent.
Yes.
I won't keep back constituency but I would say yen koso momentum na ya gather ni yen to aso sa the other party na no sisi no actually say data will work especially in rewarding members and executives who work obo say to be politics no obi nya privilege or executive but on born home modern to say obi a only recognition say or executive to mo say beto abanere no obi all title no to me be do say echo baby ope na member no feel say e bia ye use na na baby but this time no me in particular I'm keeping an eye on all those things omo boa no say yeso ye hwe ne yeso mo nso obi wo ha we di party ne chiache na mesren so ebi mu de aba no pa ebi de be wia ebi de be ba najo. Let's not give up at all because the signs are clear. Do be ke bia no oboa We are winning. And it's not to sound to say I'm gloating over it. No. The challenge we had this year, no. Me who say you break it, you know. I know that we are going to sail through, and it will be a very glorious victory because it will be historic. You break it 8, no, and with a flag bearer who is determined to make Ghana work. Obi Mame, I think say Obi prompted me just before more Asempa Sports.
Yes.
Oh, they do a fantastic job too.
Asempa Sports.
Yes. One of these days, many or more
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes.
Very well.
You should stay tuned for that.
Mate. I mean, in some way up no so Mahama versus Bawumia debate. Minority invites Bawumia to debate 2024 media budget review. Enra minority issue statement na chief whip na nsa eshase se Dr. Bawumia epe debate o maboaboa asiesie minority MPs be nsun bi omudi omu nyina din share statement nim say omaye ready. Say Omonobe debate vice president and flag bearer of the NPP. Sounds so and a minority debate invitation and attempt to shield Mahama from debating Bawumia when she and some majority at the Atuja. The 2024 media budget review is still on the front burner. Signals NPP is headed for opposition at force and some on the Atuja and election 2024 would adopt a different campaign strategy as you do in Ketia at the and Setag is still on strike. We are told say and Umushia to decide their fate because after Enra Umushia education minister and council into Asia to decide whether they would call off the strike or not. Forget about Mahama, he only represents the past. Bawumia to voters on his campaign tour of the northern part of our country. Enti when in Samoa agree up no so na minim the opesa o de shase mentio.
Media budget na na bi o ma na mpese mi hu.
Okay.
Review. We shouldn't get say, you know. On say you be a case media budget, but a reviewer budget a woman ede beto ye nim no ene sika e de ma wo mo no hyehyeye ne adwuma o ma ye no mo beka kire enti no me na me feel say senka minister no o reduce taxes
ne bi
no my road map to the obeye ama CD dollar depreciation no akọ form drastically. Because obi ene kasa asade no na edi nya because bibia be dollar to CD almost one mama SMEs I think 8 billion Ghana cedis so far but SMEs no omo input imported eno na ye ka bibi say ye maya ye hyehyɛ wig ni ade ye na nya tiri ho atutu nti ye de wig
and a kataso.
I don't know about many.
Ntuma
katade so. What you say? It's any pan any moon to 2 years and it's equal to 2. It's in a wig ne ubi a shebi me a census was sorry me osha. Now if you want much moon ma kind. You almost 90% of a man is a wig. I that's our bo and now share. But that input na a share ubi be weave you ha. But when in free her. It is all case no na wo dia ye ya stick so the be reduce a friend is saying or exchange rate volatility na emwa. What I say because me feel say mra so say me nka MPP me nka this government be a CPP be we have to start putting together assembling plans of niema Ghana for here.
They are in high demand.
In high demand. Ni adwene ho say e ba be see plants e wo Ghana. There's a new ya manufacture no ha. Whatever it is e wo high demand because niema ni bebre. One man is sika no so even krampo ayi ahoma ya ye de pam kenteni ayi kenteni me sure say ye no Ghana. Most of niema ne kofa no China. E dey paint na China for otimi ya ahoma ye de kenteni ye yankasa ye nwini kenteni entimi nye. So this is one of the things and I'm expecting to make some clear roadmap towards say yeah masidino when you're ahoden. And I feel so let me feel it say also we reduce me expenditure margins to 6 billion 6.9 billion let's so and as on the taxes then you are telling me say we need deficit but ultimately reduce your spending me need documents ni be metie be but nyina na be couch na me person me so hu say 6 billion hemfa ena ebe ya affected the hemfa na weyi. I didn't want to hear say a government has reduced salaries by there be capital intensive projects. It said the minia fati betna roads hospitals why no na omo beka. Yeah. Because when reduced by all means obi enim say IMF conditionality. Intino I needed some roadmap. At least Ghanaians needed some roadmap to show say sikeya wa ye taxes ni o wa may remove it. You to say energy taxes here e petroleum free. Eye miensa ye wa energy recovery levy, ye wa energy fund levy, ye wa debt recovery levy. Ni nyina ba akokrampo the things energy recovery levy no one of them also home the capacity charge for IPPs but we IPP ni a commission you into the grader you don't need to get extra capacity charge but the tariff itself no it capacity charge amount into all these taxes no and I will call import duties energy saying COVID-19 levy COVID-19 network levy NHIL levy NHR network levy.
Network.
Yes.
Network.
Network.
Network man.
Minim ebia phone bi wo ho a. COVID-19 network health COVID-19 health network levy. E wo ho pa me ya che. E wo. Otiasie. So that taxes we no. Na me feel say at this time no musu ni infrastructure. Na me feel so say emra so say so omu yi 11 ni free ho. Because omo catch say 11 nye fit for purpose bio because omo catch say 11 ye mark 6 billion Ghana cedis si ye ko 11 ye nko IMF ye be say nya bi so e de aye roads Tima euro toll na fi ho. The toll was giving us 70 million Ghana cedis a year. Where year fi ho. But they say near kwa IMF. So why do you still keep 11?
I'm so the road toll by 2025.
Also the road toll. Why you say? I say what way? Nanka we ye juma wo hoi. Nanka we nim say we betimi the road toll yaba. We have vice president. One for road toll no. Wins me fama. When you may be a day, call back to Parliament, but also 2025. Just all did that die. So the point is that we are expected to see all this. So there will be some movement in some of the taxes. One for be and can but they all honey queen. It is a sanko timid change be eba. So no almost no more ball who be so ball. So being in politics, you wouldn't carry back kumpo film. What a time now who the amount too much money in an way. Because the COVID-19 levy truly is a nuisance levy. And I'm saying someone bet me are converting to critical diseases fund. And no day will be a bit here. But as it stands at COVID-19, why do you have COVID-19 levy at this time? Because you see, all local restaurants now could weekend you'll be a madam de me could do. Obi e hu mobo ye pon asore no obi reaction ye pon asore no si me nko no de odi me ne madam fo ba ko ya adwo
okay
nti me ne pharmacist ya me chiao ya ofe nti madam fo me ye my madam fo pa nti ewie na odi ko na odi ko pa aduane ewie ye no na me gi receipt taxes egusu na ano hye taxes, restaurant. The restaurant 1/3 of the DNA taxes. It is too much. What I say? It is too much. Intino as a senka minister no timi. Ye ina mi so we na say me pese me hu pense. Almost say enya ne sa as I say a call park ya de ko wa ye hu so. Auditor general report yi bebe kutu wuntimi nkan ni nyina. So I expect say minister no so betimi akan bibia kire. Say sika bebrebe na ya gye no. Say ni etimi ede aye because niema no mu ye nyine kuta book yi ene kuta efati we ya no abi a kire we ya no abi book ya kire o ti ase ni pese ye tibi free minister no ho say asema yen mo ka no abc sika na ya gine we ni ede aye na yetimi ehu say okay why ye adwuma enti no ye bebo abaso ana ye mo abaso ba de gine ede as if so why no hwanyan bi no de ababeto enye fe because I said dollar na sem na hia ban we pa because obi ehu obitime the one 15.95 we are was your slow progression above slow saying media so meant me and found 6.5 or money
dollar no
yes
6.5
obitime and near my baby also a 13 assembling plants car. I saw trans na calculation now she say how many cars in your top ninya dollar say mo okay your import substitution plan e we himfa niema ben na import ba krom ha ene $1 no de bi chesi cedi no cedi ni chesi dollar no e se etime trans ni ehwe sen ye betimi aye no krom ha so ye fan say poultry say ye 192% free amano ne ba adentina yenye maybe 52-40 till we dey 44 no yen support wo mu na importers nye 52 40% na ye no si ye na se ye kama ye beton ama gutafo no na omo so aton ama ye ana ye bebo gutafo ni bi kurampo a wo mo ye nkoko mo kofa nkoko ibe as the seti poultry farms ya pe experts amomabo because you see yetimi ye na broche betimi ya no Ghana. There is no way. Oh, ye pekoto beton too much. Ebianse vice presidency wo kokwa phone na we de nkofo bekwa ku free phone. Why don't you set up a phone assembling plant wa? Nkofo expertise India for na worth $3 to say them. Go and bring them. No mama transfer technology to our young people. Na yentimi set up factory. Na yem produce o ha say na no kra mra form. Because free America o ma free say bibia wo free o munye sikada. Uti we say de bia wo free emwa. Because obiyati we there were 1.9 million young people la. Omo eni adwuma. Omo ni skill. Omo ko school da. Also why ye free SH 5.7. There's a gap of 1.7. What happens to these people? Are you not going to cater for them? Meanwhile, gov't why no only 10 regions. There were 16. And there are 6 other regions. No, oh my, the gov't is a fantastic. I may say, my ambassador for gov't a fantastic, but what inadequate? Because why in the 10 region centers and schools? Why in the 10 regions? 6 regions now can I? And you can't say way to no any other problem with government. You can't say way to immediately you pick it. 1.9. Young girls ne wo mu ye 1.2 15 to 35 and then yesi nkola 15 to bese 20 no is adokro wo. What is going on? We need to find out. Said the inkokra form ne nkola ine nam a wo fu so be mo mu bibie didi ebinom kura enye fe but ye be bo mo ya na dwudwuma ne ade. We need to find out what is happening to these people. Ni apemwa bi e de aboa wo. Obi say debate asem de. Debate or no debate, me feel think a debate emraso. Yes.
Emraso between Baumia John Mahama.
Yes. Because obeti me biti Baumia. Baumia de no beka.
In Mahama nyintum.
Ah, me maka obi a me ni omo party nti obi a we na dwen. But me de so wo hwe Mahama wo kasa. Wo enunye debate bi oni media koye encounter enye debate na bi no ade na ba womia ade ba kwa ba womia mse Ghana fo no omo ntimi nkana sem papa o mahu no mobo ade because wo de niema ba womia keka yeto ha I don't see why na ado ba wo se won na take responsibility enye on na ado ne kan yo
so be
when the fundamentals are weak the exchange rate will expose you enye na ado ne kan. See a the hank of a good exchange rate a Ghana cedin sa edi kiama GP enya na nado ne kan. Otimasi economic lectures the 100 and something questions are no de ma ye misata na enya na nado ne de man no. So I don't know why somebody forces Nanado to say it will take responsibility for whatever. Nanado faba umi also no economics or university, but wafa economic waste kid. Me problem is about umia ye fa na dwumem. For any reason, so no challenge whilst he was a vice president, and now that's what ye. As a son Quebeca. Aya kukudro so because a went me a meka. Let's just a wouldn't mean near so. Because he be out see a mamma medjuma, will be anti me in Pambo. And now so would me make sure see a ma you were Juma now Judy. Because one yes at the end of the day, no. eye den ejina wo so because you see the fact across say a year kind media review no ni parliament no and no just onwene ya ho.
Oh,
where was he?
I said any compulsion. It was said to be our
chairman of economic management team. Say a dear be manage, say a beko, say a beba. One I wish so. Obi one I wish say chairman of economic management team. I watch jamba for one would do almost two. And then ye cow in the year we Johnny. He should have been there to give support. Whatever, because he's responsible for whatever happens in the economy.
Is he?
Yes, His Excellency.
Is he not the finance minister?
Finance minister
in charge of fiscal policy.
Finance minister, we are a public service.
Yes.
And you a team put things together. Normally, ministers are who for team work. Technocrats work. A been an economic management team. Because anka ye ononkwa finance minister beti me aya na ye here economic management. It's possible say maybe finance minister no because of na you to president anything of adwuma ni be born so awama. We don't know. That is speculation. But as far as we are concerned, ye nim say nanado for economic whiskey because nanado fa mami ambassador to how
Yakubu
ambassador Alima that was Nanado's preference. High preference. And yes, one for Baumia because of one economy. And I just say, okay, about one economy, dear. Sorry, Alima, this is it. So, Timasi, intimacy, but you don't. That is where my problem is. You don't have to run away. There are times you take responsibility and say you are sorry. Kufo, they do time be an any man kui. What's the make I said 80 ministers to do so. Me buy me who say Juman Monfanchemi.
In any debate, any platform, Baumia cannot match Mahama.
How can he match Mahama? Sure, any worse in the Ebeke Kania Srisrio. Yeah, ma a Juma Obia, I
concrete stuff.
Concrete stuff, yeah, never be beyond 20. We announced NDC for me problem is almost me project Papa Ni.
Sir.
Yes, I tell them. There be almost me Papa no ideas.
John Mahama.
Yes, then I said na ye ko ye. Media encounter. Yes. Me koko hwe bi kuti asem. They make me Shani FM Curious George. Inti me person be ba ka kire me.
I don't want a media person.
Me a journalist.
By training.
Yes, by
but
training.
Not by practice.
I don't want anybody to come and tell me say me call a to say. What do I say? And I don't see say there's anything wrong. People 4 years or so na say minim say ekoso a me sneaking makuti. What must mean per se, and my imagination mean pursue be a baby can be a children. So I went there to listen, and I'm telling you, oh, ni pano kasa wa kayen, and you'll be a wouldn't know what he is about.
That's why a president.
That is what I'm saying. Apart from that, no onim kasa. I the one debating anado.
He did.
That time no anado nye akwalake to
2012.
2012 between on and anado no. Why na ye Nanado in Ghana politics one year never. But we debating. How did it go? It went okay. So why can't he debate Baumia? Unless there's something else. But for me, I believe that but almost policy is different. Almost direction is different. You cannot fault them. Maybe the other reason is that sometimes no Baumia did yatem.
Really?
Yeah, because we did that some insinuations they be an encola and rough and kitty be. But and yes, I don't know why. They do baby and encola and rough and kitty be this man. As if so more yeah and no. But apart from that today, it's a cast a debater. Excellency John Draman Mahama Betty me debate about me. What is a debate?
Question and answer.
Question and answers. Dear na when I'm here, dear na when a one cry ma won't crisscross it. Because if he was able to answer questions from the media at a debate, he can answer.
Very well. It is this thing about say MPs be made debate about me and you don't support.
Oh, media no dear me who said you want mama but no me metete. Maybe it's in jest, but I don't know. But say a cast debate, we shouldn't create the impression say Excellency John Dramani Mahama is showing to me debate and he breaks everybody's heart. Okay. I mean debate one by the best rate and Biden cross so debate now unfortunately akoye debate a man who and Kamala Harris and Beji Akunye. But the new be never baha. because it says Biden kura no nya COVID no wanya anko betimi omo mpese ombo nugumbe no ma bo nugumbe but at the end of the day no omo pe nugumbe abo but debate there obetimi a debate ba umia
mate I made that say Kekeli.
Yes, dear.
Minim where you stand. Issue when opposite with the chassis, me patcho.
Let me start from
the debate now.
Maybe I'm going to the budget.
Okay.
Now, me first time I met saying, I say patapa any takashi calling of debate when you say I say who be I can't Dr. Baomia. As soon as who sa encounter with the media no, because sen I met sister kind. Sana ye papa JDM jina ne na so na otimi e born homo do share ne vision ne nyoma odi tudwa o wie ye questions simple answer people thought they could box him into corner B so no person mo boxing share corners bi ni ade amfa into debate ben pa into ehu born no ina ehu born nkrofo na mo ben alaji mo say ne papa share that to bibi gum say na sister kan say atem didi nketenkete bi ase ya rough bi ase o mind no they don't take us serious omo fa bibia serious so seriously omo ben alaji no ono ankasa no so wo show mo di mi na ni nyoma omo ya they don't take us serious as a nation as a people omo kasa ni nyoma nketenkete bi ensenen fatakra no now omanya obi a so pe omanya bu as the economic management team captain sana me friend no what's in your krom ha amanioma asay apansam e comedy nkrofo ene uso hwe me dan me se me koto wa cheja me se kasam nya nti me ntonko hia keke ntoso afi ye bibia wi ama me se next time wo ba be ma me 1 CD na me se ye dey because me se me bibia me tono o se se anko hia 4 CDs
e kwa
ba
hey, I can't say me on Franco Shannon to Shank me jai. Because I didn't mean to say me do bika. Me must say me sick and Baba Tommy watch it. Me Gary Kakra, me macaroni Kakra,
and crowd on the same. Best 7 CDs.
8 CDs. Watch 8 CDs because here, honey, and T7 and a cradano, Miss Suma, yes, so on T8 in the 10 CDs.
Watching on T8 CDs.
On T8 CDs. Now what for so come marketer? You won't blame them. Sabi. Me nka say bia wonim krom. But say come market na wo didwa. Na wo ho enne yesi nsuo kra ato na wo control me 5 CDs. Awura be ho. A wo twi abom kakra. Na control me ba ko first to 5 CDs kwati me chim ba miensa. No wetwi kakra na next time wasan abefa nka yen ene ba ko nimpo anso so to say me a me buy kontomre a
mojedro so bo aye din sese e be
kan to say ko ti me ma
ene kontomre ni entimi to mojedro so entimi nto
na flag bearer of men worry mpo amenia flag bearer of NDC ya papa aba be friend media encounter why media encounter one ka so say dey e fe obi account asem ne yem hyehye no agro any formo Inti anka we patapa ne takashi we ya wo friend fa so be na wo so.
Then the JM so nyintum no nye debate na.
No, for me it doesn't show any respect
to JM.
To JM
for calling the debate.
Anya ye kra no we wunu apan. In politics and I'm sure say in age.
Yes, in age.
In age is older than you. In your council and ranking no oh ye paying say.
What the president?
What the president that wunu ho. Afa na wo pa bia die de emma so. Because now we ye cry Ghana for because all your pennies so want to mean Gina baby into na yampiasa. How wait.
Calling for debate.
Papa Rollins one can we be who bondo. Oh, Sabi Maniponya fe. Says ya I for the Jane no na says omo the way amani so no crown say actually in santi omo for debate ni ade no crown my ya
dem say enye Jane na in charge say ni kunu na executive director
ene baby na regional be den wa efe
ene kunu so transaction advisor
Emma hwan
enye in hotels na nyo na seven no
doesn't the difference.
I mean besides I just want to be sure
ade wa be mu the way den IFA when it comes to certain things so one example you don't even have the courage to even call for side.
Now, say you crew never moderate debate. No, they will pick independent people to moderate the debate.
Ghana has said, "Nana, my man who any aban where I was a BB and why independence who crew." Forget it. There are no neutrals in this nation. Crack. It be no. And now, na e be ban me who fine. Ban can the papa more China ka yenkwa ade papa. For me, debate is neither here nor there. Ye papa no fit tete enya afa yo. Ono gina ho no kasa atum se be be man kasa. When he was the president, I refer na or type for media encounters. No, answer question from economy to everything. Agric, communication, security. And what you wonder say ono ko ade na egu ni trim. Or you obi a me de bia me ka cha me ba boy ba ko say. Sua no.
John Mahama.
These are people. Yeah, person. Oh, wait, he told me, Mommy, such people, wait, I'll get there. But I said, start from somewhere because there is somebody who has things. President or no, on the first me minister and be answer question. And answer, I see me the idea show one sir. On one kasa question being why you be sana what to amo bida. Send a president be you see me more fair Agric minister mbra. Monfre sector minister for this particular question. He's on top of every issue, or he was, and now he is. Forget it. Say, if they want a debate, we should do it nicely and clean. And he's no match for JDM at all, anywhere, any day. It's not me sure say me. I don't know what accounted for
more position. Okay, more MPs
calling for him because someone who say be a osha Fisher only sa holding
MP7 MP7 against or no.
I said you say almost economic voodoo or not the talisman go for man
Westgate
me na me use voodoo or the talisman go for man and one who say economy na be share or no timi lucky key man IGP call retirement so Jackie need 2 tables so na dollar no chain and certain thing no be bia na 2022 ahe na ekodui me kasa me to dollar 16 cedis 2022 into no
6.5 and 16 cedis
maybe koto 16 and say na
do who's a 15 November December be no yeah
into no yes right omunja agro na ye di nya abro comedy Ghana for ye ho a chire e wo krom ha and we are serious with whatever is going to happen in 2024 Ghana for because she would do baby na nkrofo nimu no more fro akokra bi o me area yeah from us are you people sure you people can let these people go? And this is a non-MPP man. Me come a constituency trewa. It's Ablakwa West, and we know is
Ablakwa West should be slow.
Yes, okay. And so I my who to say no MPP for, but I may so we are on a platform, maybe area no assemblyman creative. Question na omusu ho.
MPP for no.
Over. I don't say you call one market. Ebia omo wa abemu no anye you obenya for free. Anye you nya incentives bi. But who are to say me na wo no so wan kwa adwuma no mpo workers mpo be do baby was it cocoa board or something they do baby say na 9 months kra na entry omka e wo kroma PBC ahi months na say wo nua bi wo ho wo kunu wo ho wo yire bi wo ho ana wo baby wo ho na ne pra na nye pra na we pra. These are the things that are going on. And these are the things people are calling for. And yet debate enfa yenkosi hwe debate wo dey theory do practical and no adwane say we mates time aye ma we yes ye de wo ba oso no no nim economy o sa na ka kire o Ghana ha nti odo obi a no economy no wada no asoro kra na o de wo keys and then ye hu ene dollar na almost 16 cedis again ye be do December na dey na fly because around that time na ye kra ni o maba you gave us from taxation to then
production
nti production na we he
bi
e we he me what
1D1F factories
me fi
ayenswa no okay
me say free a brin sachi
me
free Ablakwa West
okay
me san wo Volta we constituency Dabala area ho
Dabala
enti anya ye for constituencies me hu bi
factory bia
say mabobo me constituencies me na me hu ya yan kan kire me yan kire me baby kuna me nko ho
Ekriapem constituency ne be ye hen Ekriapem north and south
every
should be north na say north no mo shoe factory
be north every is south
every is south every obi amoa
obi south
obi amoa
south and north
that's the south
so me hu bi wo Volta region me constituency me hu bi wo me papa constituency which is Ayeswani in Ablakwa West so me hu bi ho na me manyi atena sa wo me ma ama o manyi ye hu bi nti se bibi wo ho
na say ya, and those are the things we are expecting. We are not expecting books, theories near their brain, yeah, sorry, near Konya Bekasa de dead, Nagana for, but reality is a comedy. Reality is a hardships were to the point is na rents, who share fear for new tenants and talk. You will be shocked. Ebia na ye mubi wo ho a ye tia ye me rented dan. Nti I know how it is like. Obana ni louvers asay a obetu rent him because o see all kono. Nye odi see ye nye sa na obehu no. Landlord be gina aka say na cement do 100 plus. Into otum na akobisa no say dan no see o say so okoto cement about renovation a. Onkoto no old price, which is true. It is said dog enia brea anka time kakra we aka no ntim midi ra budget nim anka ye feel say budget we a from 2017 no mama ne din ebi ne ye den koso imponto oba tampa nyina ba mu ne nyinara anye ye na we ya any din this particular budget any din
say midi
any din ne nyina no mama ne din we kra any din de ne anka this is something and ye feel say anka mo de be redeem yo mo ho anye ye kwa election what promising your man bebre bi anka pese wo ye nti wo say levy so betwem nti anka budget we anka this is the fine opportunity e chese nyantro eni adada na omo dada Ghana for 2016 na no pese omo ye jaji bola tax wo kroma nso ye nim na this sky covid etwem it says enye pandemic biom nso na ye covid-19 levy e wo kroma ye raso je sese na me sesa kokko restaurant asoso no na de we ni brewa we bisa say de na mbedi wa ha na abehwe taxes asa line you'll be shocked.
There COVID question network levy. You won't be a day. You need a low COVID.
Obi. Some make sure says a water bill, but then you can't have a me say plumber measure around so be a tapping means you now.
Water bill.
Because Emma Homete. A bio how secret was similar banajo. Said we toilet was flashing an opa and one no. O man soon nifi. Obi nifi. Na bill ba we bisa say wo ton suo na na wo ye pure water e wo fie ho. And these are things that kutia Ghana for. Obeji o salary no. Unim ni ade sika no eye. Ade be chena san de nkrofo ka. Salary be ba no asan tete sa sika ni nyina e de ayeden. E de atua. Nti anka wo yi sa ade wo yi levy musimo de ba se na be ya monko IMF. One. Secondly, enti na musimo yi roto se fi o a mu yi fi ho. Enne masan madane sebio monsanfo. Mudi musan ni fa de man ade na mudu benkuma fa kire na musan de eje. And no na MPP any Dr. Bawumia as the economic head no captain no ade yeyen because honestly so wo hwenya ye komu na se ne me ko tonko hua enu December meka se ye cheche neoma December I say ye cake ni ade nti ana nkohua bo ko hwe so I'm wondering how much we buy one egg in December na se uko dwom na ko pu bayere ene man ko kromi fi krompa na ba anka bayere no ametobi anka me be kyerɛw na ho bayere yesiesie miensa 45 cedis 60 cedis wo be wie so e bayere foforo nti wo twetwe ni nyina egu no e bisa sa he na wo be yokoya na because aduane so de ye dia ye bedie a Greek minister by this time I sanka na ni bre no ho sa nneoma nkoso yo when it comes to a Greek no ne nam no pe hotel ato Ghana property ato e wo krom ha be
enya Greek minister na eto a rock city
aya na dia wofa ontimi hwa ase ma yembe camping kabima no aya na dia ya hwan dia enya na dia
no say ono na epe hotel na to ba company is separate from
no part of forget company anka cabinet minister wo tu onioma say nti wo call cabinet ontimi wo ka say your friend is say antos na sempo e back akra nti e de nyame ase nura 20 cities ametoy at least
antos no
me judge jollof die because abontin kra na me mpedi woni ya obedi color because I saw me no one was samagi white na gum na nti wo sorry de bia na wo
watermelon kra ne
wa hwe
watermelon ene ye de jollof
ne ni aye kokko
na esichire na watermelon mu ne
ade bisa ne de ordinary ma frame bisa watermelon but it's healthy
say watermelon put there ye na say colors no any
carrot the watermelon
carrot I know of carrot
but watermelon is healthy
it me proud na me say na we start using coconut there's coconut jollof we squeezing so na atimi the jollof instead of all this
come on
oh fine me madam for na ofi Fernando po no ye but the cotton so na ye Then bad. Koto black kesiano. Say so black so no the so it gave it some nice flavor.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. Anyways, it can get yen for anu sima.
My question I be say we omo say in a budget na nneoma kosoro na aba from. When na yen na kosoro na when na yen na ba from. Wo hwe sika Ghana for the kukura ma abanwe. Sika bomb futuom and they have nothing to show. Even if I ha. See your friend is saying agenda 111 nneoma aba. Omo me ehu I remember you the green book by she so no mu two ya am say no mu twa ya da pa almost say your friend is saying Photoshop and they covered by University of Ghana Hospital hona no moda hona na your 5-star hotel Bank of Ghana Hospital Maritime Hospital and nyina na Photoshop nso ene na so bank fa so ama Ghana for tianka mu ye bianka mu nye ne ye but na question na me bisas how did we get even as Ghanaians? It's because of this reckless borrowing. And here come munyo munko IMF no mo I say yeah over a dead body. And na musan gin 11. Musan boy an krono gin 11. Mu wie musan ko IMF. Mu wie so musan se mo di road tolls neighbor. Aba wafa wanya hwe ama wa ase usan bo no krono ka ho.
Kekele mame na se mesia ba ho Ekosiisen so high Asempa FM 0548 443-523. That's our WhatsApp number 0548-443-523. And you will listen to Kozi na ansana no nanaya o former party man James Kwabena Bonfe. Oh, okay, I was saying cry mystery. Was it also, please, has Bawumia run away from the economy? Has he said he is innocent of any challenge? Or has he rejected being part of Nanado's presidency? Can any fair assessment of records of 4.5 years of Mahama compare to the 8 years of Akufo-Addo? That's James Kwabena Bonfe.
Your friends, I did be no me in parliament, your friends. Statutory speech be na
State of the nation.
And you know, John, the first no can say I take responsibility for everything.
Yeah, onu busa say Bawumia nka say
Bawumia say no ye mate pacho Kabila Poas Sampanko or say we won't driver seat into as if we catch also a mate and you're net driver. What does it mean?
But the man can be
it means I'm not
responsible. 1 second. Where your friends are Ken no more so Bawumia kwai in your but where the papa is real minister call about me boy in Tankade na ekoso oh speculation see so yin na speculate because yin na ya TV so your mate in tell say your man no kwan ma ne nya adwu but papa so ya wo boy in Tankade papa mu anka see ehu bibi who ye obi obehwe obi be ka kire me say we me mate a mate is somebody on one drive car but we are very instrumental in the transportation chain. Because the moment you use that word, I seem so you addendum.
But in the speech now, can mate we used to make analogy, So I start his speech, by going through the economy challenges, almost successes and everything. He did not shy away from that.
But the point is, why hasn't he shied away? Also, baby e-levy. Oh, yeah, head of economic management here, the e-levy by an economic policy. Also, obey. It's as if you are sitting somewhere on a bench.
Okay.
And the emissions tax. There's a pollution and sanitation tax. Every year, 311 million on fuel. What you say? And yes, our emissions tax making a double taxation and a nuisance tax. Also, baby year fuel. Into who says I want to as penny mono. I don't know when you say yes.
Kozi, me pacho me yentiwe.
Obi nanka mpese mi bisa o se dia me maame ne me maame who na ye me mother so do maka o ha studio ha nyi does it offer any alternative? Thank you very much. And by distracting me, because of why I'm staying on the topic.
Stay on the topic.
No distractions. Obi, the question was simple. Say omokasa in the last 40 minutes combined Mutuna Kasano, did you hear any alternatives? Uti say or any other ideas, even if they are espousing it from their own Omadi Naye John Dramani Mahama Mampinda, that did you hear any alternatives from them? Uti Bibi?
Not in this presentation.
Not in this presentation.
Yes.
So meaning that I've put them on their toes to find solutions or alternatives. Okay. My main starting fee, I wanted to correct something. In the beginning, no, as far as the hospitals are concerned, Agenda 111, so Kase President can say 60 will be complete by December and okay. Their Miss Sister Honorable Fati, Minister of Information, Beka Wahano, any Agenda 111 hospitals. These are hospitals aside of Agenda 111 government are starting area operational. There are 20 of them. 20. Let me quickly go through them. Why? So that there's no confusion between what Agenda 111 is and these 20 hospitals. Because Fatika, or mention 2.
You mention Bogoso.
Bogoso.
Yeah.
Me basisia.
Bogoso ne Wasadunkwa ne. You know some of those. Okay.
Yeah. Inti Wasadunkwa any there's let me get the pronunciation correct. Enchima Kwanwoma. That's threaded. Tridie. There's Tridie Hospital.
There's Tridie and there's
Tridie. So Tridie in Ichima Kwanwoma.
Okay.
Manson Kwanta.
Yeah, Manson Kwanta.
Kwapra. And you gonna say?
Yeah.
Kwapra Hospital. Where was Swami? When streaming? Sabronum. Esunafo.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't go to every place in Ghana, but yeah, share performance tracker now, which we successfully launched. Ubehu all these hospitals there. Obi binyanka me post it on social media feed so that the public can fact check us. Yen fan to ho na public no enka say picked a hospitals are akusia menu kan wa he sebe e wo ho anase ni ho Nkwetia Hospital.
Yeah, Nkwetia.
Seshi Akontombra.
Yeah.
Bogoso Government Hospital.
Yeah, Bogoso.
Kwabeng Hospital Ewetiwa West. Edukrom Hospital. Achiase Hospital. Jumapo Hospital. Katamanso Hospital. Seshi Asarinso Hospital.
Yeah, Asarinso.
Seshi Akontombra. Yulo Krobo Districts. Any MIM hospital. These are 20 hospitals aside.
Completed.
Yes. Aside. No, these are not Agenda 111. There's a deliberate attempt to make it seem say Agenda 111 no, and only the hospitals are your friends say abino after AC. You no kwa de bia meka ye mami intervention or comfort anochi hospital na o see from scratch. The intervention, any impact I have is there to see. So maybe a bit now studio I can say me who ya
baby unit ever confirm not
say me who ya. The question is it there? Can it be fact checked? Certainly not. So it exists. And these are 20. Across regions, grandpa, would mean say there's one in every region. But 20 is commendable, especially in the last 7 years. It's not enough. Now, Agenda 111 baso. Obi, in a time where there was uncertainty in the world, see you who say would survive today or tomorrow. Growing about childhood asthma, one of the things that COVID highlighted was that asthma, dear, forget it. And I know several people who suffer asthma who actually died from COVID. I know people with comorbidities, hypertension, diabetes, all sorts that didn't survive. To this end, government's introduction of mixing English, facheme. Say yeah friends say onti brofo na ede na joma akoye media engagement no enye brofo no ye
say some crofoti
wo abegina
I don't have vote almost all can brofo
omo fan cheme mo fan cheme emiye recalibration from English to Twi when COVID levy was introduced, it highlighted specifically what it wanted to achieve.
Yes.
Say yen to me nka say asem to obi a referral hospital na esoko and I said nipa ne betu car mu ambulance all the way, and thankfully say government e ba ye no yetumi making sure say ambulances are out there nipa. There are several people sebi asema to omo a omo free ambulance no buy. There are several testimonies to it. Inti maye nka say sebi you be creating impression me to say there's nothing going on. This is what I mean per our politics no. Yes, you can score your points, but you score your points best. Sebi the opesa o kanu, opesa o di si bibiswa. Share the to me differently. So yes, that levy was not in isolation. It was primarily to ensure say you benya toa ye de bed ABC hospitals so na enuanom no e bibia na wa akra omuso betumi nya ayaresabia. Now there was something also that according to say me person me can't budget no one, but at the same time no cause omunya ample time no, there are things I want to respond to. Say Mrs. Tabetna haka say yen about debate na yen ho prepare is most unfortunate. Me kai Felix Ofosu-Kwakye as at 2016 debate. I have the video where his explanation was that among undu level so debate. Now, if they are going to debate John Dramani Mahama no, as his level as a president, you know, they have to find somebody of equal measure. It's similar to what they are saying now. At the same time, no, I find it say use the word arrogant and disrespectful. Say be ye obi of no mean party as a new patriotic party. You got two political parties in Ghana. Oye Dens MPP NDC. The flag bearer of the majority party CPP. Omo pame wo anti anoma pame. Me follow ya ma. Who resign here? Omo wo etiko. Na kame kwa ma.
Good girl.
Also ka kwa ma me wo.
Kame kwa ma. But someone pame wo dia. Nenye mafia. You dey say sana oka. Mama distract me. This thing that you are doing is very deliberate. But
into cause it to us, mama. Cause it to us.
Into
two main parties, MPP and DC. Okay.
MPP and DC. Ye for the first time in the party's history. Yebeka's a minority personality. More or less, because these are the same people that omoka for years ye account for omoka ase ye come na ye say who party nkra yembu ye Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia so be the party nim. If you tell him say we don't have time to debate you and ye be fa MPs na be debate you omo aid ba kokra say forget the ex-president or no one kasaba be debating. Not only are you belittling him, you are disrespecting him too. But you want us say, yen Ghana for no be the same respect. For the last 7 months or say 8 months, omo anchor and omo flagship policy, omo de beto ho. Say no nebe driving the agenda, the big push. De Ghana be kuninim. Omo 24-hour then on be kind. Studio ha na me bet na say me ntiase ye posa me to say your friends say me akola o KG ache so nko school da. Obi say obi bia o party mu a it is met with insults. It is not because omo ntiase it's to discourage you so obenya ntiase because omo nkasa no mo ye dey omo ntiase. So even when they sit here yen obekaya when we say free SHS, every time an MPP person goes into a studio, so koka MPP who wants as a party who wants they lead with that policy. No much chichimu into a policy. Now it means chichimu. It means that you are not the alternative because then what come will be at my own t-shirt, my own wrap-up, my own toma, a kettle max. Then it's all over. In Subisa say chema, yes, he put on lions. Ubisa say chema, must say kuko bunu kitinkiti. Yes, he beton watch it 4 a.m. Yama be prayer. Even their own ex-ministers cannot explain it. Neba Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia say, I'm ready to debate. There's nothing wrong with it. One Amusi he was running away from answering questions. Ubekai says we draw new yentini ko. Nipe say mini, I'm here. Mano amano brani ending komono. Ubeka say. Oh dear, we meet media. Now, the crase or the be muso meet media. We meet media. As a former president, you have the opportunity to explain yourself primarily anchored make a brofono do fachemi on your main policy. Say ade when is your dear huna what's na fear 7.5 years Woma Ghana for when is your dear huna every day cross one call parliament and now of course you're an ex-president, you can be courtesy calls whatever, but you have ample time. This hard time, day na would ya or the bebwa Ghana for even in that media encounter no o trantrom yensa. Yes, make us okay. Mami Trinsa say men kase paymu in chantro, but he said it. He said one. Let me give you one. Okay. The confusion of free SHS. Where did it start? That the moral audacity say their chief can say spokespersons and omo ankasa man paying dada ankasa no would intimate say on no starting free SHS. And Ghanaians were shocked. I'll tell you, say, on any day, that single flaw, you don't want to call it a lie, but that's what was the alternative for a lie? Since on make a lie, no, that's untruth.
It's not a lie, honestly. Because me, the only person I know who likes Ghana politics
time. Why?
That's untruth, you know. AABB Ghana for will punish them, especially the beneficiaries. Because when we are saying beneficiaries, they are in the hundreds of thousands in terms of beneficiaries. So-called progressive till date. One personal benefit here. Obi, kase omon benefit here.
I'm one person.
Progressive SHS, you benefited.
My children were in school.
In 40 ACDs receipt, because you levy charge. You know that. Thank you very much.
I'll come and respond.
Thank you very much. Your progressive in no way compares to the 1.4 million beneficiaries of free SHS. Until you can give it money you too, so that but certainly not. Then he also said, say, papa when you baby kwa na say asem ko see one 12th anniversary
former president Mills.
Yes. I say, oh, he was a father for, so they didn't prosecute any MPP person. Obi, me what your friend saying, I'm young still, but I remember, me kai papa, asabi, eneniri, me kai so mutu kwai omba ya them airports, the cameras and the news and the den danjima, honorable Akwesi J, yes, a commission of inquiry to investigate Kojon Pieni and Tarzan. His regime lost all those cases. They were in power. They lost all those cases because I remember that they called it witch. Your friend saying it was witch hunting because the way they omu DH me kaipa asabini ni reno name because I was young then, but I felt that our politics can be quite mean and vindictive. We say, sebi nipa no de ayede subo ayede abono, but sebi e pese e frustrating. At the end of the day, Ekosiisen they lost all those cases. Now, you know, na obi wa ni e pese e beka no ho asembody, but our father for all tag no, there's a big question mark next to it. But I'll leave it there. Now let's come to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. There is no confusion in anybody in the MPP as far as his competence is concerned. Ebane Vishina, even as vice president, Obi, yet to me pointed out to 33 policies, and I'll just mention a few because she has the opportunity to even tell us, say, Ansana John Mahama or D vice president and son of a president. You they give us 3 things that he did. That's a impact, positive impact. Our Ghana for those. Let me just mention 3 things, maybe more, because I have 33. Ghana card, yaka benefits na say you know the beauty of it is people who even lose their passports at certain airport terminals can find their way home. Enye MPP ni ene kotono. These are even neutrals. Obia anka politics them funny, but the benefit of the card no, they can't help but say obeba social media no abeka ho asem. Yeba mobile money interoperability. There's some data say when it comes to mobile money, men in West Africa, the mobile money is higher. The transactions are higher after 11 p.m. For the men. for the women 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. And when it was probed a bit further, it shows say in buy JD4 no, that's the time they make transactions to go and purchase goods and obeko station or kofa nyoma na bibi. Imagine how difficult it would have been, say, Obi, yeti hey, there are how many Telecel, MTN, why, you have all these networks, you have all these phones, phones bear 5, just to carry have the momo on the number to make it easier for your customers. In Tinipaneba, depending on transaction or you know, say MTN no afa yam, say away no afa Nokia, away no. That single thing that happened has made life very easy for a lot of entrepreneurs. I'm not saying that Sebi, BBI you okay, but the ease of business goes beyond just, you know, saying say bema support and I'm kitting ebwa. He championed this, and don't forget that's at the time was far less than what the vice president supervised and made sure say you roll it out. Zipline, women's organizer or that's all matune swaba. Ekachenko for say zipline drones no. A betra in Kofonum Yeremu or Mujarene Chomo picture. This is the alternative we are talking about. They are naked wives' bodies no. A betra picture near their 12 team. It's more beyond patronizing. Look at the amazing impact of zipline. There are people Sebi in Drobia or Muni or districts for whatever shortage existed. No, the zipline has been able to do what? Has been able to deliver. Say, if you've never been near or you've not had a loved one or what life and death situation, we can sit on radio and belittle some of these achievements, but it has impact on people. Or in a bush na ni bibia no esin so or free more ebusiana eden out of him say team. These things are not things that you can belittle. One constituency, one ambulance. We have seen the benefits of it. People have given their testimonies on it. Agenda 111, Yegusua is still on. By December, we'll have at least 50 commissioned. It's a feat. It's not over. It's still going on. Where you're near a sitting vice president can point to and say me and me boy yes sir. Ambulances in every constituency. Yankas NDC for an MPP for there. All the way to go for oil policy. At least we saw the immediate impact. Okay. Obi, we saw the prices. We saw how the prices were going to that before we introduced that intervention. Another a year or can ye say ensure the emphasis say nye bako kra since government buy. And you've in the studios they belabored the point I don't even know say bia ye can be bia e see e koso kan till it rests in people's minds because it's possible say utwa ntro bako a e beto ni panity ma wagie di say ampa MPP for nye hwe. On any day Dr. Baumia can stand up against John Dramani Mahama and compare their records. We'll do it as vice president. Then I'm Kanaminka. But if we are going to say Adena or no offer Papa Pemu to a debate, hey, any nanka Omanpeya or Tisu, that debate should never have happened. And even in 2012, Mekai said they took to town saying that they had won that debate. Pachobekai. Yeah. So why is it that the IEA, which has been conducting debates all this while, this one time no they must say hey they are doing the bidding of the MPP as I saw in a statement released by his spokesperson. So let's not belittle some of these things because anyway maybe it works for us because these are the things that we can see and highlight to show say the alternative is empty. Omoni bi bia mamo. They have nothing to show. It's just the lies. Campaign crash. Say Oma when the campaign no munkobi. Who is as a flag bearer?
We'll launch a campaign this Saturday. Tamale.
Why Tamale?
Oh. I don't know.
You don't know.
Which is anyway, question.
But
it's interesting to know why he's going to Tamale. But
what do you think? If he said it's not Tamale.
Oh, me say it's there's something Obi to say Dr. Baumia beyond the Joseph anointing he's a disruptor. Who say
Joseph anointing?
Yes.
Joseph anointing Diagro.
Yeah, you fin Diagro. It's not your flag bearer. You fin Diagro. That's why we are breaking the 8.
We are blasphemy.
You blasphemy. Osi ahweye nti ne yeti anye blasphemy. Osi ahweye ni adom. On starting the submission, osi ahweye nti. So Brenna ye Brenno. At the same time no, she highlighted say Okodidi were very fancy restaurant no who taxes brand in. Na enye haya na eti ano say otodok no American embassy a few months ago. American embassy na price here when am say pray ko beto dok na American embassy in China auto.
There be no akuya 4 cedis, 5 cedis.
Enye 4 cedis.
Hey, how fish crampo 20 cedis.
Pacho, no distractions. I'm saying that
Dr.
Mahmoud on any day when he highlighted his vision, the bold solutions, no, that me say there are lots of young people, educated young people who are following the politics now, and they can tell, say, one clearly has a vision for Ghana, one knows a plan for the future, and will meet their needs. And that person, Dr. Mahmoud
Bawumia.
Thank you very much.
Menu and attending Kano NPP parliamentary candidate for the Adentan constituency. We say, Obi, so if JDM is older than DMB, and so DMB cannot call for a debate on a campaign platform, then with same assumption, she, the NDC rep, cannot equally sit on radio to criticize DMB, since DMB is older than her, and is also the vice president of this country. Godi Ewotema. Godi, thank you. Hi, Obi. I am Isaac from Nyenyano. Honestly speaking, one of the major factors that sent the NDC to opposition was arrogance and non-stop insults from communicators. What I'm so worried about is the fact that they don't seem to have learned any lessons, or say they should desist from that behavior because it is not helping the ex-president in any way. They should do well by explaining and informing us about what the ex-president will do when he comes back to power. Good afternoon, Obi. Please, the road from Wenchi to Wa is so bad. Inform the government on our behalf that we are on our knees begging them. It's supposed to be 3 to 4 hours drive, but we always spend 7 to 8 hours. One fa Udin Ankaho. Obi, I'm watching you from Tottenham. Where is Honorable Okudzeto Ablakwa? Honorable Okudzeto Ablakwa is around. I mean, a bit indisposed, but he would come back, God willing. Hi, Obi. Good evening. Talking about toll booths coming back in 2025. In 2025, we have a new government. So, are we going to have the ministers and the new government? And the new government is going by Akufo-Addo's program. Okay, Daniel, thank you. Your message not very clear. But we say, does Nana Ya know that we run an executive presidency? Also, I agree with Miss Menu. We complain but don't provide alternatives. The problem with the city depreciation is very complicated, and I think Dr. Bawumia might have regretted making the statement he made on the city during the 2016 campaign. Unless we produce what we use, like Nana Ya Jantwa said, the city would always have issues. K. Obeng, Philadelphia, in the US of A. We say, Obi, I'm currently at Asawenso, and there is no hospital completed here, so tell Akosia to stop the misinformation over there. I am Tommy Lee at Asawenso. Tommy Lee, Ewa Asawenso. Asawenso, that should be the Western North region. Hi, Obi, I am Kobe. Please, the NDC lady and the other lady were lying to Ghanaians. Samuel Kwafo, what in their statement were lies? We say, okay. There is a response from Kabila to you. Enti mamen kan ma ona fe me ba ho ana we eno ano na de Kabila ene wo kone pepepe or say, Obi, tell Nanaya that I admitted her into the CPP as acting general secretary, not just a former CPP man, as you sought to suggest. Oh, mami, it's a message, no.
Kabila, if you admitted, everybody admit, and so what?
Oh, that's a message. I mean, can you?
Don't bring that way. It is. And I'm beating. What admitting me? Or person on the coho. Your coalition and beating.
No, no one in the contest.
In the contest,
general secretary. No.
Please, I beg you. You shouldn't even go there. If you admit
it, or say, in any case, how does reference to Nanado Sona claims because the words of Dr. Bawumia on any unsustainable claim that he's running away from the economy?
Everybody say,
if for nothing at all.
No, but what he say doesn't make sense. I didn't
No, but you don't even.
I understand you.
You shouldn't have even.
say a response to NTND. Or see, if for nothing at all, Nana Akufo-Addo fully refurbished and facelifted the Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum to a befitting standard than any supposed Nkrumah should applaud. Nana Addo also created the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Day on September 21st as his day of birth to celebrate his colossal contributions to this nation's building. Thirdly, even if poorly done, it is this very Nana Addo who has, with two bold policies, relived the initiatives of Kwame Nkrumah on a grander scale in free SHS and 1D1F. I shudder to think why anyone would not see the settlement of Dagbon crisis for Ghana by President Nana Akufo-Addo as a positive contribution, taking a cue from where President Jack began in 2002.
We are talking about Bawumia.
What is Kabile's beef?
Well, what is he talking about?
No, what is Kabile's beef?
No, seriously.
No, I think that he has some personal issues.
Oh, he has.
Which is
so you admit me. I am automatically I'm a CPP member. Some committee and Kabinka still me with CPP. He shouldn't bring himself. My name is Janto. Should I spell it for him?
Papa Dini the Otaibo pa.
That is yes.
Proud of it. So be proud no money.
Papa de Jinama yes woni Kwame Nkrumah de Jinama agi independence o Ghana obi anko de bebo no ho safo yin ene me uncle KSP.
Ojo was CPP.
Ofro days nesubi time Nkrumah e kasa no.
Ono de wanko bi no ofom.
Ba no ofom.
Yes.
So he was there on the day.
Nan say ya no mu yi on friend say Akosombo dam launching of Akosombo dam na me wo mu sister station me hwese papa ene me uncle ti wo me che ni papa so onhwe papa na me uncle what is Kabila you are my brother don't go there if you don't go dirty I'll go dirty
onye dirty performance track and minyanka o de so phone be check I just went to performance
pictures of the hospitals,
yes,
right?
And even beyond the hospital there are other projects there. Including a COVID-19 project at Asawenso.
Okay.
He's trying to create the pressure that nothing has a construction of Asawenso.
Sometimes it's not true. If you wale almost una kan minim say ono kan say Fatina kan say watermelon
factory.
It is true.
Yeah, Fatina kan.
NDC for me as an individual on this for NDC communicated. Call the site. It was empty. It was there was nothing. They captured it.
Watermelon factory
watermelon factory be any chronoso. It was done by the constituency.
The pictures
the regional communication officer. Next week
There was nothing there. You come back
any other business?
Then you come and say you started.
About COVID-19 levy. Almost DC agenda.
Yes.
But no cast me kite time on my free water, free electricity. Almost see a UCA we me kite time I my free water, free electricity because of me background in Tino. I said the say your friend is saying enya dia ban betimi de ayeden amaye for free. What I say enya dia ban betimi de amaye for free Tino. By all means ye betua. Intino a COVID-19 levy ne buy no. Then they say there's a gaping hole in government's finances because of free water and and it was okay for us to pay because we think as a government and ma we free. But I'm saying say no any fit for purpose. Okay. COVID the chem that's electricity near water. I am fan say for the 6 months I day ensure no electricity ne mine. Na a lifeline 0 to 50, 100%, the others 50% water free. Government has to pay for it. Into a case okay, COVID in tinam the mam. But by now no dear, ye theory. It is purported they say a theory. So why do we still have the levy? And then where you crumpled?
But if I'm very directed from paying that person now to build them hospitals.
Yes. No, because you say it's a fund.
I don't think that.
So you need to come and you can't redirect.
Okay.
It was never redirected. Obi, let me.
Cause in Pacho.
Any other business? Why?
Cause me Pacho, me na me near you or Dreams FM Borga, a current Works and Housing Minister.
Kujo
Ponkroma.
Oh, Dreams FM.
What I say? And he said the COVID-19 levy now baffle from Crofo ye. Also COVID-19 levy no. It is for water and electricity. now you're using, and there's a gaping hole. And I do understand. I mean, I me feel say we should pay and let government also pay for insurance. Yeah. But at this time, why do we still have it? Because $3.something billion a World Bank the money for COVID and other things. Must see a part of accounts. Must see a MDC agenda 111. Now you say with the COVID-19 levy, so you see agenda 111. So what about COVID-19 network levy? And also
network levy there was me confirm me because
me dey achira woda and anya wa o my me dey bechero e wa say o ti ase nti no I mean this levies when I make us say what redirecting no crampo into BB to say critical diseases fund anya problem. Because we need say BB to say dialysis in near man food to see you sika we into a fund. Besides, will be on your accounts and my how much has come into this fund. And that's so. Now me I dear back on say side debate a who did in patch my dear. I in a cast any debate and I say His Excellency Baumia and free for debate. No
Baumia a call for debate no earlier. In common na I statement by said this year they decided
if I wants to do a debate, I know you're different from His Excellency Baumia calling for a debate.
Oh sure.
On to me calling for a debate now His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Kujinaho. But say I kasi debate. I mean, me feel say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama beats me. I likewise His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to me free debate. Now His Excellency Baumia so enye den konkujina. Me nua dede aye nye omienu nyina wo politics o ma dwen mu se ebe ya magana. But o mienu no hwan na betimi aye. Hwan na ne track record kire se waye bi. Hwan na abeka se ma kire ya wanye. You cannot tell me so munyina ni policies. De bia meka so obi enu oware ne tamfo. Obi a ware obi odo no. Nti obi ti ho na so pese obi di president. Me no sure so wa dwen boni initially. But normally what happens is nkrofo no mo won ho na the problem ne ba se nya nkrofo mba ba betwetwe o ma no nketenkete egu both of them so anka omo bienu debate kra anka be ye fe because this is the first time I nya two candidates leading candidates from the north. What I say ayarega so ho but the leading ayarega APC also from ayarega also free ho intino some me and sakra mpa na everybody me feel say it shouldn't be say His Excellency Baumia and Alan ho movement for change. Alan can stand and debate anytime. I didn't need for Alan and count. Ayarega ho
say no I say eba say omu nyina je aye platform ne tuma then aye will decide
but
maybe a political party I won't me
but the point is that say ono ne bisa say o meye debate the other one there untimi mfre obi so omra no debate but say aye frɛ de amede megitum say esese woko Baumia enti His Excellency Baumia ntimi nyina ho so wa frɛ obi okro ntimi mfrɛ o se enkoye debate mimi ntimi me frɛ o se besi mi enkoye debate. There should be rules, there should be some standards around it. Okay. But His Excellency Baumia so be my phone nketenkete wo
so the credit scoring system
phone
ebema okwan mo wetimi age phone no tua ne nkaka
one CD a day they say phone nketenkete
enye one CD a day o say a month
one CD phone nketenkete no dey break
phone ben
because ene kura yam kura mpo untimi nto yam dey na fati kana me mpese meka na how yam kura mpo nya 100 CD na me kope yam about 200 cities 250 this all the yam
no fatika says analogy no the one city to show say paying in installment and literal way say we could have one city
you see abroach untimi fan compare Ghana obi ba be free wa de a me meton de wan hwe yi a o metua ana se nipa no kra bia na oni adwuma no abetua abroach the system is well organized obi ekoko gbia ontimi nwane otima so mo ka fira brochire nyina so obi wa bagi phone we ontimi nwane the system will catch you.
And Baumia said he would anchor this on Ghana card because we'll be a
Ghana card
17 million people.
Oh, Mr. Ghana card na moke kan ne kosi ke kan Ghana card na interoperability. Me pa cho me pedokuna di na mintimi nta wo se Ghana card na interoperability. Me Ghana card share me bag mu nyene. Me hu de Ghana card. Da bi me so me ni momo ibi. Momo no kwa miniska me di guso.
Momo no.
Da bi me for me momo me de den. Me sika mu me ni bi na makoye momo. Otemasi intino sa interhwanhwa operability affect me yen interoperability brofa kese yen affect yen nkurasifo yeso ye de ne de nkrase for near the any hin.
Obi, any other business?
Yeah.
That's it. Yes.
Obi, I had to quickly clear something up.
Oh no, when she finishes, I'll give you time. Don't worry. Yeah, Kekeli me patron me into.
Me start if phone is what.
Phone.
Me quite the mini how send me, which I know will not even happen because I was your friend me former president and then me flag bearer saw your truth. Magana ha.
Mankaso your truth me say.
O your truth na wa friend no. Obi o twa ntro okrom ha pa on this Dr. Bawumia.
Kekeli ma 30 seconds bajore. Yin yes.
Ebe fin the time.
I remember debate on free SHS. Kwame Nkrumah ye bi. SHS me like free education. Obi aye ne de na na dompo wo ye ne progressively. Oba ye no wan ye ne together. Or started from
2017 year group.
Ultimately, or started yard so say one munina, and also you progress or buy one case me for be a prepo. Obia ye ne dear. Obi Ekosiisen no be a yagus. You should stop all this debate away you in way you're truthful. No, Ghana for your margins on betuam will be on betuam. On trauma, also on trauma.
But there's no confusion that another down people
started free SHS.
Yes, thank you very much. There's no confusion. Medasi. What Jatu? Medasi. That's all.
Mommy Kekeli.
Me free SHS. Phone yes. Share what should data na say?
Data cost.
And so we share data, send the data air quote is saying she once and answer we be a tap. Na besenko. We go to phone now or the eye then also we then. And so this thing meaning say we no or 2 foot regular. Some for 2016 they no more year na fire no. And one no besan be bi until I cover phone na dey we. And come back to my young Kenya thing. And can we start with even 1 cedi? When the baby try 1 cedi, into me thought they even 500. Find some at phone 500. How many months will it take me to pay? Or how many years? Going by what he's saying, I can bet him the
it's an installment plan. I want
2 cedi. Obi, ni spokesperson.
Miracles.
Miracle. I say it's possible 2 cedis.
The cost of the phone.
I say 2 cedis a month. I say 1 cedi 2 cedis. I say it is doable. Almost be possible. It's how many years now? Do the calculation? How many years now? Do we 500? If I say phone 500 pay. See a phone, Papa. You won't get any good phone less than 500.
500 phone.
I will chrome.
No, smartphones need be $12.
A phone in getting no.
Never here. Never in $12.
In India for why be $12.
I will chrome her. It will chrome her. Yo. I mean, I am forgetting because I mean, even the cost of data.
What's the time a month?
2 cedis a month.
How did they in the calculation?
12 times
12 cedis.
3 times 12.
It's so ope bibia yanko share data cost ni mayen. On share call credits no calls na nke hu hia yen. Now phone we are bit sometimes in Toronto we are beyond that. I saw a video omoka so fit and even obi catch and say yes dog be mama phone some more kind I will not sit here and say it. Now go say me menum ne fiba time. Me am the video ni ba
acting now.
Acting any abrio. I say paying no credit say na keto. Me pesa me call in some na okay kind because some of it yeah then am we paying for. What you say? It is sometimes in Toronto na from because where they are
someone use that language.
Okay, I withdraw it. I withdraw it. Me nka ho asem. Yes, I say free SHS. This is your sister kind. It's a constitutional mandate. And yes, I can. Yes, progressive. But Nana decided so no obey you for the campaign. In Ankro for people, but me Kyle the back one no or yeah, Juma my sister. Now what train na in America say later we got to buy free SHS. But mo kroma we say anka first no kranka ni sister bi ko ni sister bi back of free SHS. Na boy no kra say or no an back of win because the kind of money she's spending now. It's more than in Rihanna. Me say they were the last batch of John Dramani Mahama. I had 2 boys in one school. Boys school, Cape Coast.
No, we a day student.
Borders.
And they couldn't have enjoyed John Mahama.
Enjoy free. But fees and paying the fees, a roll over to Kitwan because fee ni bad from.
How was that possible? Because the
John
Mahama Progressive was for day schools.
For day schools.
But
how it went, I don't know. Ebiana Bibia, they were paying na. Day schools, only day phoning in a pay a So now it's rolled over.
Yeah, books.
And they took, we do not also pay for a registration fee.
At the time.
For the exams, for WASI. The two of them, the first one I didn't pay. The two of them I didn't. The second one to mention because they were 1 year apart. It is some of these things. Yeah, come on. That thing was progressive. Okay. A constitutional way and that. Nana buy or no decide this or be any whom. So na can one start in whom. Oh yeah, the kakra na nyame adum. Ye kita ye friend is double track. Nkola ko school 2 months or 3 months ni abeti. If you ka ye bono. So na auntie we can say so wo share Nkola enya HIV, you'll be shocked because Nkola no ni fear kra na yam shesho. You don't know where they are at the time you are not in the house. Nkola no more no. And Robi send me video. Me so you be papa na wo share the way Nkola ni behave. Me nye sure say ne maame ne papa are aware. E bi okope sika de abehwe efie. So because they are not there, wa beti na fie o nti ono so bobra ope. Ebe de nya HIV. Ye kids nso na aka port ya. Aban we so onyi na HIV for nso nya nro. Empo they are survive. Ye de nyame ase. Enti se omo ka se hwe Ghana card don so omo bae no ye friend is saying Alaji Mayeje oseti committee towards ni anayen ya je no. It's continuation. It's any the BBC Alaji buy no be kuri bibi fi soro. No best start Ghana card. It was that we started something. Even plain cards na near she ni so. Na na gu ho na ye wono. I have the way, but me 50 direct and so I can make me kind be the number, the amount. Near print and in near na gu ho ni print on be printing. Into your dog. Baby. In our shanatari. Or that toy. Yeah. Go for oil. Okay, four. Yes, go for oil. 70 cedis. 2016 no mukita gallons I say taxi drivers no near ton 14 cedis. And that to cry say we to be to oil credit say. Into yes re na for bre mom bru ye kuro ni ye bre.
Kekele medase. Akoso ya mepacho meet you.
Yo okase ye kan maybe a eto Ghana for team na efaye ene de we ne pa then ye kan ka free SHS ye buy and then ye 2017 we implemented it into time like I say entroa Ghanaians can tell the difference between your and let me state on record maminka insi supim ewa ha say niema miensa media me kai from omanpain dada encounter no niema miensa na eye untrue mo anka mo pesa mo tag e flabber onu meet the press encounter niema miensa eye no kre na ye ntro it was a lie. It was a blunt vanilla lie
and truth
because
truth is
a blunt vanilla lie. Na ye no kre I will not run away from it because it was not true. Auntie wait pacho there be wait and don't apologize me see he said three things
you used untruth
thank you very much so untruth no one correct untruth no. And yet, son, like as a friend saying, we are going to gloss over it, and I say, yeah. I say, yeah. Then whole channel because and all cano, and no, you paying more, and all casa, we are paying more. Also, I pay the mandate of the good people of Ghana. Say, who can be here, faces super pepe, and then with 10,000, I who or more benefited 10,000. Now let me come to the. Don't distract me from my please. Respectfully, thank you very much. About phone business now, I think that we've missed out on the bigger issue. The bigger issue is credit score. Credit score near day. Obi say only wa down for T class. Nim say if ye but wa down for no say every 2 years. Ne papa says a car. Most of vacation be on London and now US. But who no ko fear o mama no papa prap promo na before they able to pay your school fees. Obe school now we university no. Ope car toa untumi ntompo but we down for now in class no papa to me friend the bank manager say hey Mr. Woman me loan me ba no why ade pa onya second class upper but your whole family obi enya bida into them person me talk car man no nya car man ba no na wo a efie se be enye unsu nim so bon homode no uni foundation be out basis so akọ bank aka se mombo ame na menye bibi. A credit score opens opportunities for you. Sebi hu hia se be frɛ yeah, and there are a lot of people working, but they can get loans to start something. It doesn't have to be huge. Into these are the things we downplay. Abroche credit score no obi be kan o se eti eni breso because unim say ade na wo ho no pa utumi eden utumi kotobi. Look, Obi say a year 1 Ghana cedi, 2 Ghana cedis, 5 Ghana cedi, whatever. It's an opportunity for people who did not have access to financing to get a score sheet. I can't predict the interest rates 10 years from now unless I use an economic model. But you tell her king, Sena Oka say in Kuma Sati free SHS no. No one and the Kufuado so buy what was over 1.4 million people in ya. So if you are not seeing it beyond what your experiences are, there are a lot of people who can see the future ahead. And a future no, omo dachi, omo bibia no, omo hu to say, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia nebit my bomb. And to forget the phone issue, it's about credit score. So what you all say, pabia miti, they be ensure to eden. Say nyoma, minyan kama kotina baby pa. What do I need from the bank? Obi, did people get 15-year mortgages and 20-year mortgages and were able to even pay it before the 20 years was up? A credit score, na make us say, don't center the, say, bibi bano mu say, papa, they will skew the argument and they'll disrupt it. But the real beneficiary, please do not interrupt me when I'm talking. You have the opportunity, say, Obe Trey and the whole flag bearer, they went to man kaba kumpo studio. I've shown what Dr. Baumia stands for and what he's going to do. It's a credit score in Amamuye Mashimwa. Note that there are a lot of people who are going to ride on it to improve their fortunes. Thank you very much, Obi. Me Chobi Biaweti, I've gotten a lot of messages. I wish I could read some, but I can't. No,
Ekosiisen say ononen sama or say okay. And there is one munyabotra. But Nana, unim say amanfo send the video of almost a year friend is saying watermelon factory no.
Video no dey send no. Me the best send Dominic. Okay. No farm mouse say me
no, it's a production. No. Any product, but factory. No.
There is nothing.
Okay. No, I think you didn't make it clear that.
The factory is there, but the factory is there. They are not doing anything. Almost yes, your factory come and say, "Mama, na be." It's a regional way communication office. Or your video on it last year.
Okay.
So it went.
No, I got the understanding. Say factory.
Oh, there's a factory. Oh, so there's a factory. There's no watermelon. No, but there's a building. There's a building. It's a building.
No, there are machines. Machines.
A building with machines. Because that time there was nothing. It was empty.
Factories. What they say, be must say a warehouse.
A warehouse. A building.
Machines.
And I said, as at the time they did that, I'll send Dominic the video. There was nothing in it.
You didn't make any see factory
so you'll be warehouse or said the next but there was nothing in it. There's no crop of watermelon plant.
Me wo question be Emma Kekeli or say Obi, what is Kekeli talking about? Where was she when John Mahama sold the Tamale Catering Rest House to his brother-in-law, Alhaji Hudu Yaya, and handed over our bauxite concession to his brother's company? Voila. Former President Mahama knows he cannot hold his own in a debate against Baumia, hence the incessant noise from him and his supporters. This December 7th, Ghanaians face a critical choice for our future.
An ambassador.
Dr. Baumia and Napo offer the visionary leadership.
What are we talking? You can't nepotism new way. I'm not saying the MPP for.
Brother-in-law, but how can
expose now where the buy your friend is saying. Honorable Okudzeto Ablakwa. And yet, Jan Krumo, someone, baby papa, no, your friend is saying ambulance spare parts deal demand. This one is coming from you, Auditor General's office. So when your friend is saying, be na bonnet. Your brother in law, contract. Bawumia brother-in-law kwaji contract. Inti nipa no so omo nim na ekoso.
Bawumia brother-in-law be na kwaji contract.
Brother-in-law na contract be.
Be na.
But so me hwehwe ni me dey nya be wo me new number direct. Me the best.
Dominic.
I know farmer. So some of these things ya betena ha be ha.
Say Bawumia brother no mo kan.
Ne papa
Bawumia father the highest, the biggest contract. The certification went the highest under
and so it was under Kofo.
It is beautiful to know that people can do business even under your watch.
Ibrahim Mahama. And then the biggest deal in Ghana and outside. What are we talking about?
Ibrahim plan it to me a business.
Music platforms. How does that make